I got some
All right,
good
there we
questions.
go. There we go. There we go. What up? What up? What up? It's your boy Rep Milwaukee 414 back in the building, man. Straight from Sneakerheads Clothing Line. Sneakerheads Clothing Line Radio Live. Another Tuesday. We starting a little bit early, a couple minutes early. We got a special guest in the building, and then we got the usuals, RBA and BX with me tonight. Q will be here in a minute. And once again, Caddy is on Daddy, brand new baby duty. So we can go ahead and hit them intros, and we can go ahead and get started.
It's your boy BX Rays on IG. Give me a follow.
It's your boy IBA. You already know what it is. Your favorite class clown. You know what I'm saying?
I guess that's me. It's your boy, Olos and J's, the old man in the building from the Monday Midso. What's good, fam?
All right, what up, what up, what up? And then, like I said, Q will be here in a minute. She can hit her own intro. She grown. But man, we got the OG in the building tonight, man. What's going on, Mr. Marcus?
What's good, man? Just chilling. Just got off work a couple of hours ago. Took me a little nap. Come on here and hang out with my fam.
Man, I appreciate you coming through tonight, man. I've been looking forward to tonight. Normally don't get you outside of the Monday Midso.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate you coming through tonight, man. I feel honored because I know you don't be doing this type of stuff.
Yeah, I think this is my first one, man, outside of the regular show. So yeah.
Yeah, that's real dope, man. That's real dope. I appreciate it once again. I know we got a couple questions here for you tonight, and then we just get into the normal chat. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat so far that came in. We started a little bit early. Appreciate y'all coming through. ASAP, we got B Lit in the building. We got What the Sneakers ASAP in the building with the $5 dono. Salute to the panel. And chat, you dig. Hit the like button for sure, man. And then we got Fresh Prince in the building also as well. Anybody else, make sure y'all hit that like button. And then also as well, make sure you hit the comment section so we can shout you out. We got D Reed in the building. Shout out to D Reed. And then J Jeff is also in the building also as well. So Marcus, one question I did want to ask you though. I mean, you've been the OG for a minute. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We built a relationship for, man, it's been a couple years now, which is kind of crazy to think about it. It's been a minute. So Marcus, when did you actually really start collecting sneakers? Like when did you really start just really like, man, I really got like a couple pairs here, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I got my first pair. I'm gonna show my age now. So my first pair I got in 1989. I was working for TCBY Yogurt. I had just turned 16 years old, man. My first check. After I got my check, I ran across the street, cashed it, went to the mall, and bought a black cement threes. That was my first cop. That's when I knew I loved sneakers. So after that, I had to have every pair of J's that came out. And I didn't know, back then there was no such thing as a sneakerhead. There was no such thing as collecting. I just had a lot of shoes. So I just kept buying and buying. I really didn't realize I was a sneakerhead or I was really that big into sneakers until probably the Jordan 11 came out. Yeah. That's when I realized, okay, this is something bigger than what this little collection I got. Because that's when people start looking and saying, man, you got a lot of shoes. Why do you have so many shoes? Yeah. And I realized the passion I had for them because, man, I would come home. They didn't have Jason Mark. They didn't have Rejuvenator. They had none of that. So I come home, I give me a toothbrush after I take them off and get some bathroom cleaner. Yeah. And I scrub them and keep them clean and put them back in a box. You know what I'm saying? The people didn't do that. Most folks came and kicked their shoes off, threw them in the closet. So that's when I realized I love sneakers a little bit more than the next person. So somewhere between picking up my first one with the Jordan 3 and then getting to the Jordan 11 and knew this was something.
Right.
That's dope. Yeah, I know. I know for me it was the just like Kev, it was the black and red 4s. RBA. Which one was your first one again? RBA. I forget what you said.
I never said because to be honest, I don't remember what my first pair was. I'm gonna keep it 100.
Yo, remember your first pair that you was like, yo, this is what you started off with?
No.
Dang.
And I can understand that because I love sneakers before that, but I can't remember. I know I was rocking Puma. I was rocking, Adidas and stuff like that before I got my first Jordan. Because my parents was like, we ain't spending $80 on shoes, but you can get these $30 shoes over here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I love kicks then. So, but I can't remember what was that first pair that I was like, damn. So I can understand what IBA was saying. He just loved kicks. Yeah. It was just.
It's the reason because I'm saying a lot of the kicks that I get today or that we were talking about, I couldn't get back in the day. I was the guy that got K Swiss. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Reebok Classics.
Yeah,
I'm the one,
yeah.
you know, All Stars. That was me. I didn't get the Jays and the Pippins and the,
Right.
and the Anthonys and all that. I didn't get those. I seen other people with that. So
Yeah.
that's why I feel like when I got old enough to buy my own, you know what I'm saying? That's when I feel like I wouldn't say, like I said, I wouldn't call myself a sneakerhead, but I was into sneakers. But the things I wore my kicks heavy.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it came to the point where I really took a lot of my shoes. They last long. You know what I'm saying? They ended up, you know, wearing out. But at the end of the day, they lasted so long with me because I'm the type of person that didn't get much. So the little bit when I did get something, I really took care of it. You know what I'm saying? Try to make it, you know, get the longevity out of it. You feel me?
Yep.
That's a fact. BX, what about you? What was your first pair? I don't think I never asked you that before.
My first pair that made me fall in love. Well, I like obviously I love sneakers before, but my parents wasn't really going for that. But my mom, she did buy that cop that pair for me. It was the playoff eights.
Playoff ace. Okay.
Playoff eights. That's why I love that shoe. I love that shoe. But my favorite shoe of all time is the white cement fours, but the playoff eight hold a special place in my heart. So I have a question for Mr. Polo J's. Since you said the black cement threes were the first ones you caught, when it came back out, did you always have to get another pair every time it came back out?
Every time they came out.
Multiple pairs or just one?
Man, it was a time where I probably had maybe 6 or 8 pair of the black cement threes in my collection. I finally started getting rid of them because most of them started cracking or falling apart or whatever. But I've always bought when they drop at least 2 pair.
So you have some on ice right now behind you?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm looking at it right now.
That's dope.
There's certain pairs you gotta have doubles of, man.
Oh yeah, that's because I think out of all my shoes, I wear my black cement threes more than anything because it's just a shoe that go with whatever. You can just put it on, just like the bread ones or the Chicago ones. You can wear with anything. So
now one thing that's dope about Marcus' collection, that I have noticed, and everybody's noticed over the years, is that Marcus is more than just your regular like sneakerhead or whatever that buys all the J's. And you know, like Marcus will get into something and it'd be like he goes through like phases or whatever. You can call it midlife crises. You know what I'm saying? like he'll go through the SB wave, he'll go through the Air Max wave. Everybody has their Jordan wave. That's just like the norm or whatever. But it'll be like an Air Max wave, and he'll be like, "Man, I'm on this Air Max kick right now, or I'm on this SB kick right now, or whatever."
But you know what's crazy is I only wore J's and Iversons for years. It wasn't probably until about 4 or 5 years ago that I got anything. I wouldn't rock an Air Max. I wouldn't rock an Air Max at all. I mean, it was J's, Iverson, and you know, sometimes like some Air Force Ones or something like that. But Air Max, SBs, stuff like that, I wasn't doing it. It just wasn't my thing.
You would have had me fooled, shit, because the way I be seeing you get down. I mean, I'm not gonna ask you to put your age out there. But at the end of the day,
I'm 48, man. So you know.
So you got 8 years on me, but you got swag. Like I be seeing you, you know, you be throwing your fists together. You know what I'm saying? And you be looking fly. I'll be like, bruh, that, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about right there, man.
Appreciate
you know what I'm saying? I've been noticed that about you though, for real.
Yeah, one thing that's dope about Marcus is that he's just not the typical sneakerhead or whatever. And that he actually does like you'll see him in a lot of high-end sneakers. And I know he got that high-end collection over there. So like
I keep that in a completely different room. This is my regular sneaker room, and I got my other stuff that I keep. But it's not like, I mean, like you said, IBA, I don't really consider myself a sneakerhead. I like just looking fresh. It's always about looking fresh to me. So no matter what I'm rocking, it's always, do this look good together? How does it match up? You know, I go and I always tell people, I dress from the feet up. I go and get my kicks, and then I go and find something to go with it. You know what I'm saying? These are the kicks I feel like wearing today. So let me go find me an outfit to go with it. That's how I pull it off, man.
You put a lot of people to shame too, including me.
Oh no, man! All y'all got swag, man. I'm just, you know, I just putting some little colors together. I always been color coordinated, so
right.
You got to coordinate. You got to
right. Exactly.
I got a question for you, Mr. Polo and Jays. Where does your name come from? Your social media handle or whatever they call it nowadays.
When I was growing up, my mom, even though she wouldn't buy me J's, she bought me Polo like crazy. I had every Polo shirt you could think of. So my first name was Marcus. So the kids used to call me Marco Polo. That was my nickname when I was coming up. So when I got on IG, Well, no, actually, I got on Nike Talk, and first my name on there was Marco Polo, and then as time went on, I said, you know what, I rock polos and J's, so I changed the name up to Polos and J's, and now I really don't even rock polos and I really don't rock J's, but the name is there, so you know what I'm saying. So
it's ingrained now. You can't change it.
It is. I thought about changing it, but I'm just like, man, it is who I am. I mean, most people don't even know my first name; they just call me Polo, so I just stick with that.
Man, well, polos and J's don't be rocking no polo at all. You need to change your name to Red Bottoms and J's.
When I go to work, I wear a polo. Like my closet is full of like button down polos and stuff like that. But like when I'm rocking my kicks, I don't really do it because that's kind of like that became the typical sneakerhead uniform, a polo with some sneakers on. So I never want to be typical. I never want to be like nobody else. I always like to look different. You know, so I mean, I already stand out because I'm an old dude rocking J's, and I get, you know, a harder time about that. But I still like to look different from the next man.
Man, we be hold on. Matter of fact, RBA, no, we be in Dallas, and the whole time we kick it in Dallas, and even outside of SneakerCon, I done been at Dallas outside of SneakerCon with Marcus, but you be out with him, and every time it be like outside of SneakerCon, I just be ready to see a polo. Like, and I ain't never told you this, Marcus. Every time I be like, man, I know I'm gonna see a polo tonight. No, I never seen not a one polo on this.
Because I don't ever want to. I never forget, man. When the Jordan 12s first dropped, I went and I bought every pair, the black and white, the white and black, the bread. I bought all the pair like one day. And I was going to this concert, and I went and bought this polo shirt and some jeans, and I had a little hat to match on. And I went to this concert, and I walked in, and the dude on the stage had on the exact same thing I had from head to toe, from the hat to the feet. And I'm like, man, you know, this is the typical uniform for people. So I started just to pull away from that because, like I said, especially in Dallas, I mean, that's what everybody rocks, polos and J's. So
So you are basically, at the end of the day, you still a representation of where, not technically where you from, but technically where you from.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's dope. That's still dope though. BX, you had something? My bad.
No, you good. I was going to ask you, like, well, what's the biggest misconception? So, like, the sneaker community have about Mr. Polos and J's. What do you think they have about you?
That I'm an asshole.
That's not a misconception. That's not a misconception.
But I'm not. That's the thing. I guess it's become a thing where people expect me to be one, so I can act like one because that's your expectation. But I'm really not. Now I talk shit. I do talk shit, but I got the biggest heart and give whoever whatever I am. But I don't think that I'm the asshole that most people think that I am. And people think I'm grumpy, and that's kind of an act too. I'm really not a grumpy dude, you know. But people think that, you know, I see an old gray-haired dude, you know, and I don't smile a lot, so I'm always mean mugging, and people be like, man, he grumpy as hell, but I'm not. I mean, I'm the biggest jokes. And Jason knows when we together, we sit up and crack on each other, talk shit about each other, and laugh. That's what we do.
Yeah.
So going to sneaker cons, when they have that misconception about it, it deters people from approaching you, I guess.
A lot of people, yeah, they be like, man, I wanted to come up and say something. I get a message the next day and be like, man, I saw you at SneakerCon. Why you didn't come up and say nothing to me? I just, didn't feel comfortable or whatever. Dude, I'm just anybody who never came up to me at SneakerCon, I show them nothing but love. I stand there and talk to you for whatever, tell you where I lived. Let's go hang out. Let's go have drinks. I mean, that's who I am, man.
Yeah, most said he ain't an asshole. He's soft.
Now Mo's an asshole.
Yeah.
But see, me, I don't see that. I don't get that. But like, even though, like I said, because when I went to Dallas, that's the first time, what I'm saying, I see you and met you and whatever. But it's to the point where I feel like it wasn't that, what I'm saying, I felt some kind of way about your personality. It's just that with you, it's always people around you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like everybody just, be around you. And I feel like I don't know you like that. So it's like, when I went to Dallas, it was the first time meeting a lot of people, just like when I first met Rhett. You know what I'm saying? So it was to the point where, you know what I'm saying, I might have looked like, you know, I was just like to tag along, not saying much and this and that, but I'm very, you know what I mean? But that's just the way I am. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to just throw myself in somebody's face and expect them to just embrace
Right.
me, especially me just meeting them for the first time. You know what
I'm
I'm
the
saying?
same way. I'm the same way, man. So I wasn't feeling no kind of way about nobody. With Dallas SneakerCon, man, I had so much fun with all y'all. That was an epic event for me.
It really was.
It really was.
Yep.
I feel like, and I've said it before, I feel like last year, the run with SneakerCon last year, I feel like Dallas was one of the best locations last year. And if y'all wasn't there, y'all totally missed out.
Yeah.
And Marcus Polos and Jays, he hosted the whole weekend. So everywhere we went, like it very much he blueprinted the whole weekend. Wherever we was Texas Live, all different places we went to, it was because of Marcus. Like he set up the whole weekend between like him and D-Lo, him and Diana, rest in peace. They set up the whole thing for the whole weekend. And I mean, from every other location, going to SneakerCon last summer, Dallas was the reason why I feel like Dallas was one of the best ones and is the best one for me last summer is because besides that Marcus set it all up and it was the execution was flawless, is that everybody that came, literally it didn't matter. It was plenty of different intricate parts, but everybody came in unison and everybody came to wherever Marcus hosted, wherever it was going down. It wasn't like, oh, it was a party over here and it was a party over here. It was literally Marcus was like, this is the whole the whole plan of the weekend, and everybody came.
Right. Like they could have been like different cliques and stuff like that, but we were all still at the same place.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, when I tell y'all, I was so tired because I planned stuff from Wednesday pretty much through Monday. Is I had plans for morning, afternoon, and evening. And the thing about it that most people don't realize, I live an hour away from everything, at least an hour away from everything that I plan. So I would have to leave. We would leave each other 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I had to drive a whole hour and a half back home and then get back up in 3 hours. You know, I'm old. That's hard for an old dude like me. I need about 9 hours of sleep.
Man.
But it was worth it, man. It was so worth it. Because I mean, I'm like you said, I met IBA and I met so many people, and it was just like there was no drama. It was just people having fun. Like IBA say, everybody might have been in their cliques, but we was all together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You wouldn't have known that it was different cliques because everybody was together. You know, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, because there was communication between everybody, but it was still just like, people were, doing their own little thing, but we was all together. It just felt like family. It was just dope to me, man.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Most definitely. I feel like Dallas was the best one. I mean, DC, IBA, you was there with me. DC was dope. It was other locations that was dope, but I feel like that's what Dallas set was set differently. It set apart the other locations because other cities, it was dope, but it wasn't like Dallas because everybody came together, and that was all because of Marcus.
So, but I gotta give props to, even though I missed all his events, Mo is really the king of these get-togethers, and he has done some amazing things out there in the DMV. And I hate that I can't ever get to him, but Mo is the one who really started all these. Okay, let's do this, let's do that, or whatever. And I just kind of piggybacked off of him and said, you know what, we're gonna do that when it comes to Dallas. Yeah. So I mean, I give Mo all the props for putting together this stuff like this because he does an amazing job.
That's I most definitely agree with that. He is doing big things out there in the DMV. Most definitely. Because I most definitely want to check out some of his events that he does out there too as well. I mean, obviously it ain't going down this year, but it would have been nice if it was this year though. Because after seeing everything that he did last year and in previous times, like this year would have been, I think it would have been even bigger because it would have been more motivation after seeing the outcome of last year. Dang it. I was just about to say something, but I lost it.
We should have been with him in DC versus where we was.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just leave it at that.
I didn't know nothing.
I've heard some things, so
yeah, I did. No. Okay, so one thing that Mo did, I forgot about. He did set up that one spot. It was. Are you talking about
the upstairs spot?
Well, remember him and Didi had a thing at the same time on was that Saturday night or Friday night?
Friday. That was Friday.
That was Friday night. And his situation was 10 times better than, no disrespect to Didi, I love you. But his situation, well, it wasn't even Dee Dee's thing. So I'm not really disrespecting her because it wasn't even her thing. Like Mo
Right.
really he really hosted and set up that whole thing. Dee Dee's event, they asked her just to host it or whatever like that. So
Put her name on it or something.
yeah, put her name on it or whatever like that. But yeah, he had a bigger outcome and his thing was more festive and things to actually do. Marcus, another thing that's really dope about Dallas though that you do out there in Dallas is that the different things that you do, like giving back to the homeless and different things like that, which I know you inspired by your father with that and everything. And I participated in, a little bit in that, and I want to get into more of it. But besides your dad, what actually, I know you do a lot of things out there with giving back. What also inspires you, or what got you, besides your father, into doing different things like that? Or is it just solely because of your dad?
It's pretty much basically because of my dad. I mean, growing up, my dad was one of those guys who took care of everybody. His whole, not just us in the home, his whole family. He was like the head of his family. And he made sure everybody was good, but he also extended that to, the less fortunate. He had different mentorship programs that he was involved with, and he would mentor kids. And as a kid myself, I had a hard time understanding that because it seemed like my dad would work, and then he would go and he would mentor these kids. And then by the time he come home, I would be asleep, or it's almost time for me to go to bed. And I had a hard time understanding that until one day my dad took me to meet some of these kids, and I realized they didn't have no type of father figure. They didn't have nobody to go home to. And it changed my whole perception of what was going on. Even though my dad may not have been there Monday through Friday, as soon as I got home from school, he was there for me, which these other kids didn't have anybody. So that inspired me to, do more things and be more involved in the community. And then when, as he got older, he got really involved in the church, and he really cared about homeless people. And I would see my dad every year just go out there. He would get blankets. He would just gather all kind of supplies and go feed the homeless and go take them the supplies they needed and things like that. And that was big to me. And one of the things he always told me, he said, if I ever get rich, the first thing I'm doing is I'm buying a big old spot of land in Dallas, and I'm putting a big building on there with all these apartments for the homeless people to have some place to go. And that was just something I'm just like, never thought about that. You know what I'm saying? First thing I'm thinking about, I'm gonna go get me a big ass crib, and I'm gonna go get this car, and I'm going to buy some Air Mags or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just like, the typical. I'm not thinking about nobody else. But then that kind of made me start looking at things a whole lot differently when he would give everything he got to make sure that somebody else has the same things that he had. So that's what really truly inspired me, is just sitting back watching him do so much for people that he didn't even know. Yeah. So when he passed away, it was like, because I remember the church came to me and said, hey, this is what your dad did, and we appreciate it. And I was like, well, let me step in and do the same thing. Let me continue doing what he was doing. I can never replace my dad, because my dad was an amazing dude. Yeah. But I can at least try to, to fill in where he left off. Yeah. And so that's where my love for looking out for other people came from that. And it's just something that I want to be able to do every year like he did. And not just once a year, because it's just starting for me. Yeah. I want to get to a point where all throughout the year we can do something for the less fortunate, for, kids, for just whoever's in need. Because I mean, I got what I need. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else don't have that. So that's
a fact. Well, most definitely, me and Marcus are in a group tag, which he set up too. You know what I'm saying? And it's a Texas group chat of all of us that basically live here in Texas that we all cool with. And I mean, Marcus has set up a few things where it's been like, yo, I want to give back to whatever. And like we'll put our little $2 together or whatever, to get some, to send the Marcus to buy some blankets, gloves, or if it's buying bottles of water to give out, or if it's for myself, like I'm in San Antonio, so I can't come to everything, but Marcus will be like, yo, we doing this, and I'll hit Marcus on the side and be like, well, yeah, like, what do you need from me? And I just send it over to him or whatever, so I can participate, whatever. So I mean, I know he's been doing it for a while. So I mean, even for y'all that that are in here right now, I mean, most definitely there's just pay attention to his Instagram, because it'll be certain things that he'll be participating in about giving back to to the homeless or to kids and different things like that. And if you guys want to put put your little 2 cents in or whatever, that goes a long way. So just pay attention to his IG. Most
And
definitely.
I'm going to be doing this year. I'm going to do the same thing, but this time it's going to be a tribute to D-Lo, because she was heavily involved with everything that I did. She was my right hand. She was on the phone. I'd be like, D-Lo, I need this, and she had it. And Jason, I mean, whenever I said what's going on, she was right there. So this year is going to be a tribute to her. And I'm trying to, man, I'm just, with the world just so messed up, man, and I can't really plan stuff like I want, but I really want to do something for her in October for her birthday, and see if the world is in a better place, if we could come together and just do a tribute. And then whatever we have, we can, provide, feed the homeless, or whatever we got to do. But I want to do it in her name, because I know that was something that was big for her as well.
That's one thing. So, I'm glad you actually brought her up, because that was going to be the next segue I was going to go into with D-Lo. Her birthday is in October, so it's like normally like her birthday weekend is like a SneakerCon weekend somewhere, which is funny.
Or it's close, yeah.
It's close, yeah. So but yeah, most definitely getting into D-Lo, man. Like Diana, she was one of the coolest chicks in the community, or just period. I remember this was, I think this was about 2 years ago. It was me and G4. I was in Dallas, and Marcus, I don't know where you was. I think you went to LA for SneakerCon, and that was the same.
Yeah, I was there for something. I was there for another sneaker show.
We was there for Kickspo. And she didn't go, and you went to LA for SneakerCon that same weekend, and I came to Dallas. And I mean, she pulled up on me. We went to the mall. It was like we went everywhere that whole weekend, and she did not have to take me nowhere. You know what I'm saying? But she out the gate showed me mad love. We all did Kickspo together. We man, I mean, her Southern hospitality, I guess you could say, was A1, and that's where it really jumped off about being cool with D-Lo. And man, talking about somebody that can cook. If y'all ain't never seen her IG page, she used to be on point with that kitchen. Now she used to cook for real, man. So she most definitely is missed, and her whole heels and sneakers combination was retarded. Like, she could get busy with that, man. And I don't know, like, if she was, I feel like she was the first one to do it, because I've never seen nobody else do it. So I'm just gonna say that she was the first one to do it, or the only one to do it. But I remember having a conversation with her a couple of years back when we was there for Kickspo, and she was just like, man, like, I really want to do this with the sneakers and the heels thing or whatever. And she really popped it off.
Right.
So, I mean, I know you guys were best friends, and I mean, you can speak on her more, but I mean, she was really active out here in the community.
D-Lo was, man, I mean, it's, you can always say that you never met somebody with a bigger heart, but I can truly tell you I never met somebody with a bigger heart than her. I mean, she would give you everything she got. And that's just who she was. And that, to me, and that was probably the thing that we fought about the most as well. I mean, because she would literally give you everything that she got till she didn't have anything. You know what I'm saying? But she loved everybody, and she cared about everybody. And she, you call her up at any time of the day, she right there. She was just special, man. It's just hard to describe who she was, because I mean, that's who she was. She just an amazing person. And I mean, she was new in the sneaker community, and she came in and she had a lot of questions for me. And I would look out and I'd be like, do this or whatever. And she just grew, and she took it into her own thing where she didn't even need me no more. It was just like, I'm gonna do me, you know what I'm saying? And I love that about her, because she has so many ideas, like the shoe and heel thing. We was having a conversation about, because she loved red bottoms like I do. And she was always talking about, we need to do a picture with you and your red bottoms and me and my red bottoms, just do this dope picture and have it painted or whatever. And I was just like, that would be dope. That's when she came up with the concept of the heels and the sneakers, because she was just like, you know what? She said, I'm gonna do a picture with a heel and a sneaker on and see what that look like. And she did it and she sent it to me. I was like, man, that's dope.
Yeah.
And it took off from there. It became her thing, man. And it would be so funny. She would buy a new sneaker, and then she would go and shop for a heel that match it. You know, and it was kind of like, it was funny just watching that, because it was also kind of like reminding me of how I was with my sneakers and my socks. So she just adopted this thing and it took off, man. So but she was just a good person, man. I mean, I don't know what more I can say about it except for, you know, she had a big heart, and I mean, I miss her.
Yeah, most definitely, man. I mean, you know, her sneakers and heels with the ankle tattoo, like you can't not know a D-Lo pick. You know what I'm saying? With the sneaker heel and the ankle tattoo, for sure, man. But
yeah, she was feeling it.
Yeah, she was. She most definitely was. BX, you got another one? I know you do.
No, I'm not. I'm like I tell Rep all the time, I'm over here soaking up knowledge. That's what I do. I'm a RIP to. I've never met her. I've heard a lot about her, and from what everybody, she's a great person. And it's just sad to lose people so unexpectedly. I just lost somebody last weekend. It still bothers me now. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is, dude. It's never, the thing about it is never gonna go away when you lose somebody that close. Because me and D-Lo talked every single day. I mean, there was not a day. Even she'd be on vacation. We talked 10 minutes before she passed away. You know what I'm saying? We talked every day. We was that much a part of each other's lives. So, you know, you can't replace that when you have somebody close to you like that. You can't replace it. Prayers for you, bro, for your loss, man.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, the same way, Marcus, you know, like you know, you was the last person to talk to her. The same thing, like you know, talking to I think I told you that, Marcus. This was a couple years back though. You know, like with my best friend was Troy, which is you remember you know, like Street Ball or Ball Up or And One, which was Escalade. I think I told you that before. Yeah, you know, like I was the last person to talk to him, and you know, he's the younger brother to Mark Jackson, and we were all out in All-Star weekend in LA. And I actually was coming down from Oakland, but he was already there in LA because they had some events with And One, because they were still with And One at the time. No, they was with Ball Up. I'm tripping at the time, and it was just kicking off. And I was like, yeah, you know, I was talking to him that night, and we was gonna meet that morning for breakfast before doing the Sunday, you know, activities for All-Star weekend for the game that Sunday. And man, it was about like 2 a.m. We was talking on the phone, and you know, he was just telling me about everything they had did that day or whatever. They just came from like the Magic Johnson party and everything like that or whatever. And so I was like, well, I'm gonna lay it down for a couple hours, and then, you know, we supposed to jump on this, you know, this little flight to be there. So I'll see you in the morning. And so we went to bed, and then first thing that morning, you know what I'm saying, my phone started blowing up when I got off the plane, and I was like, what the heck is going on? And they were like, man, he passed away in his sleep. So it's just, you know, like I totally get it. Like, it's, you know, like that's something that's hard to deal with, you know what I'm saying? Especially when, you know, you're the last person to actually talk to somebody that you're very close to, you know what I'm saying? Because one minute you there, and you know, and y'all hanging out and y'all cool, and then the next minute, like, they gone, and it's just like, but I was literally just with them. It's hard to comprehend.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you know, like when I losing my dad was the toughest thing I ever went through. I mean, because that was my guy. But I knew he was sick. I knew he didn't have long. You know what I'm saying? With Diana, this was no idea, so unexpected. So it hit different. It hit different. You know, so it's just something that's always gonna weigh on me, because, you know, that was my ace. So
because even when I found out about it, I was in disbelief. I had to like really confirm it. I couldn't go off with what I was seeing. You know what I'm saying? Because it really did. I was like,
I was the same way. It took me a minute to even comprehend, because I'm just like, nah. It took me a minute, and then when it hit me, man, it's like it hit me in my chest hard.
Yeah,
like it hit me hard. So, you know, but.
And we talking about people that died young too. We're not talking about people that's, you know what I'm saying, that died from natural causes like way down, and no, we talking about people that were still young, and had plenty of years left. So it's very hard to comprehend that, man. For real.
It is. It's completely changed my outlook about life by losing her. It's completely changed how I am about. I mean, to me, it's just about loving everybody at this point.
Yeah.
I don't have no dislike, and that's one thing that came out of it was like so many people who I'm not gonna say had beef because I don't really like that, but so many people who I may have had issues with or who may have issues with me came out and showed love, and now we've started to develop friendships again based on losing her. Because that's a big deal. Even though a lot of people didn't know her, but just I can't even think of a loss we've had in the sneaker community, and I've been around on IG for years, and I can't even think of anybody who passed away. You know what I'm saying? So I think that kind of opened up a lot of people's eyes. I mean, it's still some people who gonna do their thing, but it just basically teaches you, man. Just have love and compassion for everybody because you just never know your last day.
No, that's a fact. That's most definitely a fact.
So you just stated that it changed your outlook on life and your interactions with people. So does that earlier you said you don't smile, you mean much. So do you smile more now?
No. No.
Hell no.
I'm gonna tell you why I don't smile. This is my mom ruined me for smiling because when you a kid,
on your mama. Oh my god,
for real. She'll tell you if I could bring her on right now, she'll tell you when you a kid and you go to school and you take your school pictures and shit. You don't be thinking you be up there doing that. You know what I'm saying? My mom hated that. She was just like, I don't want you smiling. Don't show no teeth. Don't do none of that on these school pictures. So I never did. So on school pictures, I'd be like, so I'll be cheesing like that. You know what I'm saying?
I get that all the time. Like I'll be walking past and the people be like, smile, it's okay. It's a good day. And it's never like, this is just my resting face. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly. This is me. They don't be running around smiling for.
You know what I'm saying?
And people tell me that all the time. Like, yo, you gotta smile. I'm like, fuck am I smiling for?
Right.
Yeah.
Till you put some alcohol up in IBA, then he get the cheesing like a motherfucker.
Niggas say, look, you get the cheese with that. Man, I'm just about everybody having a good time. That's why I said even when we was at Dallas, when we was at Texas Live.
Yeah.
I mean, I went inside. I was like, "How much for a drink?" I was like, "What? $20? We going outside."
And that's the truth because I come outside because these dudes still partying. It's like 2-3 o'clock in the morning. I come outside, IBA and the whole crew out there, Unbreakable, everybody out there parking out just chilling.
That's a fact, man. That's a fact. Texas Live, everything that whole weekend was dope, man. I wish we most definitely could do it again this year. Obviously, with everything going on, I don't think it's going to happen for sure. Man, but last year was really dope. You really set the bar last year for real too, Marcus, with how Dallas was.
I'm retired. I don't speak that no more.
IBA said he cut him out for all 2020. My question is, does it really have to be a sneaker con to have a meetup like that? Does it really have to be?
No.
I mean, we've had like I said, we've done stuff outside of sneaker con.
Yeah, Jason been here outside of sneaker con.
Yeah.
And I'm a rookie to this, so I'm just like I said.
I mean, to be honest, it's like when you go to sneaker con. I mean, yeah, we talk and stuff, but that's more about networking.
Yeah.
So we be you know what I'm saying, everything take place, we chill like after SneakerCon, you know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
So I guess SneakerCon just an excuse for us to get together. But like I said, when I went to Dallas for my first one, you know what I'm saying, I got the bug. After that, I went to Chicago, I was in Atlanta, I was in DC, I was everywhere. LA, I was home. So I hit
you VIP at Dallas, boy.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Well, I was wilding out. I had a drop top Mero. Me and Chaotic, we was on the freeway and I was going so fast. It was raining, but you couldn't even tell it was raining. We did not feel a drop and we still had the top down. We flying on the freeway.
They pulled up to the barbecue spot that you had at San Marcos. But right before I was about to walk in, they had just pulled up to the stoplight. These dudes was in the drop top Camaro, looking like paid in full. I was looking like, yo, you got Chaotic dancing in the whip and everything. I said, yo, these dudes is wilding, man.
Hey, we was having fun, man.
Yeah, I got to give me a pass on that barbecue spot because the place that I had picked ended up not being able to come through, so that was a last minute spot. And everybody always give me hell about that barbecue spot, but
yeah.
I wasn't gonna say anything. You know, it was kind of pricey. You know.
But actually, the place that I was gonna pick was way more pricier than that, man.
Oh, word.
You know, so, yeah, that's
It was
like,
good.
wow,
I don't care as long as it's good. I don't care about the price.
it was all right.
It was all right.
It
It
was
was
all
all right. I'm not gonna say it was shit. Yeah.
Man, that was like Goat and them. That was like, man, this food is nasty.
Hey, but you know,
Where go from?
Goat, North Carolina / South Carolina. Yeah.
Okay.
He ate it though.
He ate it though. Yeah, he ate it. And then Ron said it was nasty too, but he from Memphis too. So
I mean, Memphis barbecue is completely different from Texas, and you know, so everybody's different. I mean, I don't love no barbecue spot. I mean, yeah, right. I don't love no barbecue spot. I mean, I like that home cooked barbecue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That backyard shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I would like us to do though? I would like us to like rent out a spot. It don't necessarily have to be a B&B, but some type of, you know what I'm saying, place where we could hold an event and everybody go there instead of saying going to a sneaker con. You know what I'm saying? We could hire a DJ, we could barbecue. You know what I'm saying? It don't even have to be a nighttime thing. It could be a, you know what I'm saying, an afternoon thing where we all just go and hang out. I think if somebody put that together, I'll you know, put in, we could get it. You know what I'm saying? Make it happen.
It used to be like that when what was it, Marcus? Was it Snicker Box podcast when C's and them they used to
they get them B&Bs, and I have been thinking about that, but man, they only, it's hard to find a real big one. But the one that they found in Dallas, like that first year, man, that B&B was crazy. It had a tree house, it had a patio with a bar and TVs on it. I think it was like 7 bedroom. Q was there.
Right.
It was crazy. The mayor was out there hanging out with us, and Jumpman Bostic. We had a good time that time.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Man, Bostic stay on the grill.
I'm talking about I might have to try to, you know, make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Not this year, probably next year, because this year is over for me.
Do it, man. Do it. I'm there. I'm always down to travel.
That's what's
I have a quick question.
Yes, sir.
Like, to circle back a little bit, is there a sneaker brand that you wouldn't wear, or does it depend on the shoe that's how you pick your sneakers that you go after?
A sneaker brand. I mean, as far as, I'm not gonna just wear any brand now. I'm not gonna go to Walmart and get no kicks out of there. But,
well, you know, I'm talking about of the major sneaker brands.
Yeah,
the major.
I don't discriminate, man. I got Adidas over here. I got Saucony, Asics. You know, I do whatever. I don't. If the shoe is dope, I'll rock it. It don't really matter the brand. I'm not brand loyal like that.
Right. It seems like you support a lot of the independents too. I noticed too.
Oh yeah, I rock. I mean, if you got a dope, because it's a company, man, in Germany. They make some. I can't think of the name of. They make some dope shoes. They like $300, but the quality go into. I'm on it. I mean, if it's a dope shoe, it ain't got to be no super name brand. I know I'm gonna put together a fit that's gonna bring the shoes out. That's all I care about.
Right.
That's dope. I know Hop said, my bad, Hop. Hop also said about Diana. Let's see here. I met Diana in ATL and was one of the nicest people ever. She always showed love on IG whenever we was in the chat.
Yeah,
definitely.
She had that aura about her, like, you know what I'm saying. It's like,
I mean, and then don't let her get no drink in it, because she takes it to a whole nother level.
she already can talk, but yeah, you put some drink in, she really can talk. She always was the life of the party for sure. Shout out to everybody in the chat too, man. Let's see here. That was Mike Zimmerman. Got Mike Zimmerman, Glenn. We got Rec in the building. Optimistic. We got Footage Society in the building. Shout out to Footage Society. Then a few other people in here, man. 901 is in here. Sneaker Editions is in here. Goat, I think I seen, was in here also as well. So Marcus, another thing I wanted to ask you about. Me and Marcus talk all the time or whatever, but what would you like to do, like, in the near future? Obviously, with everything going on right now, I know it's kind of hard, but what would you like to do in the near future? Like, you know, like, just to add on to what you already do with, you know, giving back to the homeless, but like just in the sneaker community, like what things are you inspired to do, or that you trying to do, or whatever, or do you have some things lined up already?
I don't really have anything lined up, man. I just want to see more unity in the sneaker community. It seemed like it's so much. I mean, of course we've come together, but there's still pockets of, you know, I don't want to use the word hate, but dislike towards folks. And I just think that we all just need to get past that. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all sneakers, and that's what it is. You know, it's all sneakers. I hate seeing like these racial divides and this racial stuff that's going on and all that. We got enough of that in the real world.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to turn on IG and see the same thing. I go to IG to escape the real world. I don't want to go there to see the craziness. Now, like, you know, there's some stuff I like to see, like, you know, like IBA be clowning on IG. I love to see stuff like that, you know, because there's humor in it. Yeah. I don't see it as being something where he's trying to hurt somebody. Yeah. You know, but then I see a lot of other stuff that shows people who like attacking, and I want to see that change, man. You know, I just want to see what's up, Bobby.
Somebody understands me.
Because you know what? The thing is, you remind me a lot of how I was when I was first on IG, which is probably why people had started calling me an asshole, but not realizing that I was just being funny and just clowning or whatever. And I see you do the same type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I understand it. Yeah. So I don't look at it like, man, that nigga tripping. I just look at it just like, man, he funny, he clowning, and let him do his thing. I mean, we need that too. You need a little bit of everything out there. But man, it mainly, dude, like I said, to me, I just want to see more unity and whatever I can do to bring that, you know, because it's crazy. I mean, I done been attacked by folks on IG, and I done had folks just, I mean, y'all, if y'all didn't follow me for a long enough time, y'all done seen the stuff that came at me with the foolishness, but you just let it roll off your back, man. Exactly. Just keep on. Just let it roll off your back.
I know you and Mo go back and forth, you know what I'm saying? With you know, but some people can take that as an attack and it be like, no, they literally just having fun, you know, or whatever like that. But don't get it twisted, like only them two can do that.
You can't come out the booth and do that.
You know, I mean, if you want to come at one of us or whatever, I mean, hey, we got plenty of Photoshop kings in our crew who will have you doing some things on a picture that you ain't never thought about. Yeah. And then people will be looking at it like, damn, is that really BX on this picture at a strip club on a pole with a thong on? Is that really BX? I mean, we'll have you out here looking crazy, you know?
That's a fact, man. That's a fact. I know, so I know most definitely they do go at it, you know, and it's all in fun. And one thing that, you know, that's even like one thing when we do the you watch, we do the recap on Saturdays, or, you know, just us hanging out, like even doing this here on Tuesday, like I like to call this like Sneakerhead happy hour, because we don't get to see each other every week or all the time, right? Especially right now, we don't get to see each other at all. Normally, you know, we'd be at SneakerCon somewhere at least once a weekend. I mean, you know, once a month, you know what I'm saying? One weekend a month or whatever like that. We don't get to do nothing like that anymore right now. So, you know, even doing this on Tuesday nights, you know, we get together. If we have a special guest, if we don't, if it's just us three in here or five of us in here and we just talking and don't nobody show up, we was gonna do this anyway.
Right. Yeah, we're just talking.
We just talking, you know, whatever like that. So you know, that's why, you know, I like to do this. Most definitely, you know, was inspired by, you know what I'm saying, the fellas, what y'all do on Monday, you know, and whatnot. I remember the first freaking episode, you know what I'm saying, and then being on one of the first episodes when y'all first started out, you know, like that was very inspiring, you know, to just to see the fellas get together every week, you know, whatever, even if didn't nobody show up, you know, and it just used to be y'all and just talk about whatever. That's inspiring, you know, whatever like that, because we don't get to hang out every week. You know, we don't get to see each other all the time or whatever, which we could, but we can't. We grown. We got bills to pay for and all that. But that's why I like doing this, and that's why I like doing Saturdays with the recap and whatnot, because, you know, we get to joke and have fun and laugh and, you know, and talk about each other. But it's all in respect, though. A lot of people be like, oh man, they dissing so and so. No, we having fun. Like, because if we was all together and we was at SneakerCon and I was like, Mark, we'd be doing the same thing. So I don't see what the difference is about that. We on the internet and we having fun and we don't literally disrespect each other. We don't even take it to certain limits. Like, we literally keep it within a.
You know what I think it is? A lot of people don't understand. A lot of us, we met in person and we know each other. You know what I'm saying? Versus,
we broke bread together.
Yeah. Versus the people that just all they see is what they see on YouTube or IG. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So, and I tell people all the time when it comes to me, I was like, bro, don't nobody be paying me no attention. I said that if you met me in person, this is who I am in person. I play too much. I'm a big kid. You know what I'm saying? I like to have fun. I joke. You know what I'm saying?
That's a
Yeah,
fact.
I'm the same way.
So that's just
Same
that.
way.
It is what it is. If you know, you know.
Exactly.
I mean, we ain't never met BX in person, but it's like we met BX in person. You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
I was. That's the crazy thing about it is that I was like, yeah, 2020, I'm gonna be at the sneaker con, so I can meet up with everybody, you know, and become familiar outside of the internet and YouTube and social media and stuff like that. But then, you know, COVID hit. You know, we stuck in the house.
yeah.
Kind of put a
I
damper
just
on
hope
things.
I hope they fix this before next year. I really do.
Me
Yeah.
too, man.
Yeah, well, they need to fix it soon because I'm supposed to be going to Seagoville later on this year. I need
Yeah.
to
Yeah, we were
meet
supposed
them.
to have SneakerCon here 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, yep.
Yeah.
Man. So let me ask you a question. If they would have had it, would you have went?
Nope.
No. Yo,
Nope.
matter of fact, and then you know, it was supposed to be 2 weeks ago, and then they changed the date to next week, and I don't even think they got that date up there anymore. I haven't checked lately, but I don't think they got that date up anymore because they had changed it to like June 14th or something like that. So
Yeah, when they first announced the date, everybody hit me up and they was like, "You gonna put something together?" I was like, "Nah," because I'm high risk, man. You know, I got asthma, I got heart conditions, so I can't play with my life like that. You know, I would have loved to seen everybody, and I would have probably figured out a way to not go to SneakerCon and maybe meet somewhere with folks so we could kick it a little bit. But
yeah,
nah, SneakerCon wasn't even on the books for me at all.
Marcus would have had everybody coming in his venue, checking their temperature before they walked in, boy.
Man, I'd have had a hazmat suit on and everything.
Nah, too soon.
Biohazard suit and everything.
Yep, all of that.
I had another question for you, Mr. Polos and Jays. The current state of the sneaker culture. What's your thoughts on it? Like, I know like you've been collecting since '89, so that's a long time.
Was
with
you even
the
born in '89?
For me?
Yeah, was you even born in '89?
Yeah, I was alive. Yeah.
He was 6 months old, boy.
Like, what are your thoughts on like the current state of the sneaker culture with like the resellers, the box, the apps, like all that stuff? I know, you know, it's changed drastically from the first time you bought those Black Cement 3s.
Oh yeah, it's completely changed because when I was buying shoes back then, you can go to the store and buy anything. Right. And half the stuff that came out went on sale. I mean, you can get a pair of ones. Man, back in the day, man, you can get some ones for like $30 because nobody bought them. They sat. So there was no such thing really as a reseller because everything was there. You can go buy Jordan 3 or 4 years after it came out. Right. We had an East Bay catalog. You would see what shoes was coming. They didn't really have release dates. You know what I'm saying? It was just like it showed up in the store, and it usually came on I can't remember if it was a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but it was the middle of the week when the shoes would come. I just would go every day and check. But you know, looking at what I'm glad there's a sneaker community. I'm glad there's a sneaker culture because when I grew up, there was none of that. People looked at me crazy because I had so many shoes. So I felt like I was alone. I didn't know that there was other people like me who love kicks. What's up, Q?
Hey, love.
But now I'm not gonna say I really have any problems with it. I just want everybody in the community to get along. But I love the sneaker culture. I love having resellers. People have an issue with resellers, but the thing is, you have to look at resellers on a whole. You can't put them all in one group. There's the greedy resellers who mark everything up 5 times the price. Then you have your good resellers, like Footage Society. And I'm not trying to blow them up because of Nicole, but if you check them out, they have great prices on their shoes. And it's a way to get stuff that you may have missed. You may, a shoe may drop this weekend, and I ain't want to talk about people's bank account, but you might not have the money to get it this weekend. But in 3 weeks, if it's sold out, a reseller got it, and you can go and scoop it up at a little bit above retail. That's a good thing to have. I don't like I said, my only issue with the community is that I just wish it was more of a community. That's my thing. Everything else about the sneaker culture, I love it because in every culture, you're going to have vultures. You're going to have hype beasts. I mean, if it's hip hop, no matter what culture it is, even, rock, the rock music, metal music, whatever, they all have
a lane,
their own. Yeah. And they all have their own version of a culture vulture or a hype beast or whatever you want to call it in that category. So you can't take that away and still have a culture. You know what I'm saying? So again, I love the community. I love the culture. I love being able to, I mean, because of what the culture is today, I got to meet all of y'all. I mean, BX, you don't want to have met in person. I've got to meet Q, somebody who I watched on YouTube before I even knew who she was. I got to meet, you know, Rep. You know, I saw him selling his merchandise or whatever. IBA, I saw him, you know, doing his thing on IG. I got to meet them because there is a community. So we have to have this if we want it to evolve. It's going to hit its lows. Every culture going to hit its lows, but it's also going to hit its highs. I mean, just like, again, not to keep harping on D-Lo's death, but when she died, I saw so much love from everybody. You know what I'm saying? And that was a high. That made me feel good about myself and what I had contributed to her, because other people showed her love based on our relationship. And that's kind of like, you know, how I know everybody here. I've heard things about people. I got to meet them. And I got to build my own, you know, thoughts about who that person was. So, I mean, the sneaker community to me is I love it. It's something I needed in my life.
Dope. Q, go on and well, you don't need to hit your intro. Everybody know who you are.
Exactly. If anything, I want to apologize for, you know, being late. You know, it's a lot of planning. We got the award ceremony for the kids this weekend, so had to have that planned stuff. Yeah, no, I got a lot going on. Y'all know me. Yeah, I do. So
just come back. Just come back with the W or
yeah, you know, yeah, that's what we're working on. So
no doubt. Well, we were just talking to Marcus, man, letting everybody get familiar to the old man if they don't know him already, which they should know him already. Well, most definitely. One thing I did want to touch on, and then you know we'll get into some questions in the comment section or whatever. But the Monday Missile, how did y'all actually like come up with the whole thing of the Monday Missile, like doing the show, you know, doing the channel, getting all the, you know, everybody together and how y'all just blueprinted the whole thing?
It all started with Daniel, man. And I remember meeting Daniel before he was one-legged lister.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Daniel was just this dude on IG who used to post sneakers. He didn't never show his prosthetic. He had jeans on everything. I never even knew. And we started talking, and one day he hit me up and he was just like, hey man, I'm a veteran. He told me his story and everything. He was like, I have a prosthetic leg or whatever. And I've been wanting to post pictures because I'm not comfortable wearing jeans, but I've been wanting to post pictures and I don't know how people gonna take it. And I'm just like, what do you mean, man? I'm like, I don't see no issue with you having one leg. I mean, it's not an issue. So through that, we became good friends. We became close. And then I love Daniel's personality. And I used to always be like, man, you need to do this, you need to do this, do this, do this. And he was always like, the old Daniel and the new Daniel, I'm gonna say the old social media Daniel and the new social media Daniel is completely different because he was super shy. Now in person, he was cool, but on getting people to know him, he was super shy. Yeah. And I used to be like, man, you need to let people see who you are or whatever. So he started experimenting. He started doing YouTube. Well, I had an idea a long time ago about a sports center type show for sneakerheads. And he's like, man, nah, damn, fuck that. He all in his, how he is, being the pirate, as everybody used to call it. Fuck that. Nobody want to see that shit. Nobody want to hear me talk, and all this stuff, So we left it alone. So then somebody else hit him up later on and said, man, y'all should do a show. We should do a show like this or whatever. And he came to me and he came to Kev and he was like, hey, let's put together a show. Well, when he first came to me, he said, I'm putting together a show. It's going to be like a panel of people talking about kicks and all that kind of stuff. And I want you to come on. And I was like, all right, bet. And I was nervous. I had never did no social media stuff or whatever. So I was nervous. So I came on that first episode. And then he was just like, all right, man, what are we going to do next week? I was like, huh? He's like, we're doing this next week. No, we not. Y'all doing this next week. That was my one time. I'm done. And he was like, nah, man, you part of the show. It's me, you, and Kev. And I was like, man, I can't do that every week. And he said, you got to do it. So I came on. It was us three. And then we brought Maul on as a guest. And Maul was just a great guest. He was full of knowledge. So we was just like, let's add him on. Then we brought Mo on. And the chemistry between me and Mo was just crazy. it was like we knew each other forever. And he came on and we started capping on each other from the jump.
Yeah.
So whenever we needed somebody to fill in, Mo would come in. So eventually we was all just like, man, he fit in perfectly. Let's add him. And then it just became what it was from that point, man. And, you know, them my brothers for life. You know, Daniel is gone now and whatever. I wish he would come back.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we got Nicole now, who she is amazing on the show. She fit right in as well. She liked to talk shit just like the rest of us. So,
yeah,
you know, it just works for what it is.
Yeah. Those early days, you know, with all the fellas, man, you know, was is really dope. And I think it branched out to a lot of other things. Like I said, you know, just even us doing this here, you know, was an inspiration, you know, from y'all. And I most definitely miss seeing Dan on YouTube, man. I mean, you know, I still talk to Dan, you know, and I've been talking to Dan, you know, outside of YouTube, but just having him on YouTube and being a presence. I guess at least he's back on Instagram a little bit because he wasn't trying to do nothing.
Yeah, I'm glad to see him back there. He wasn't trying to do anything, man. He was done.
Yeah.
You know, but I miss.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna say I miss, you know, spending an hour at the show, me and him cussing each other out, because that was basically what we did the whole show.
Yeah, Dan is a writer, but you know, at the end of the day, you have to do what's best for your mental health. You know,
exactly.
If that means being out of sight, out of mind, so you can take care of you. I mean, them likes gonna come later on. You know, at the end of the day, nothing is real. It's not even real. So your mental health and your wellness is what's real. And I respect him for stepping away. Honestly,
I applaud him for that, for real, and I tell him all the time.
Most definitely. Q, what you eating on? You come in here eating, man. Come on, bro.
You ain't even sharing nothing.
Come here.
I had time to have my last little snack. It's yogurt.
You have all that quarantine weight done.
It's Greek.
The biggest workout person, but stay eating when she come on the show. This be your 2 hours when you come on the show.
This is 0% fat Greek yogurt. What are y'all talking about?
Where the M&M's at though? The M&M's sitting right there.
M&M's in it. I got some blueberries. Man. Cheat day until Saturday, man. Come on,
M&M's and buffalo wings.
Saturday. Let's go.
Hey, so we you know, we got Q in here now. So I wanted to talk about a little bit everything that's going on right now with, you know, Minnesota and everything, and the riots and the looting and everybody standing up. How was it in everybody's city right now? Like, where y'all living at? Like, I'm in San Antonio, obviously, you know, IBA, you in LA, Q, like you in Chicago, you know, Polo's in Dallas, and then BXU in PA?
Yeah, I'm in Pennsylvania.
You on base?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you ain't seeing nothing then. You on base.
Yeah, I was about to ask you questions. Like, you know, I see everybody, you know, going out and, you know, showing their support and, you know, for George Floyd and everybody with the whole police brutality and changing the laws and everything like that. But I'm restricted. I'm not even allowed to travel 50 miles beyond my home of record. So I can't go anywhere. The most I can do is, you know, post stuff on social media and speak about it in avenues like this. But if I go beyond 50 miles and I get caught, the reprimand is severe. So I stay my happy black ass at home.
As you should.
So
right.
You know, but I see everything, and I notice it's terrible. But we definitely need to encourage our constituents to go ahead and get out there and vote. That's where everything is going to be. Allow change to happen is through voting. We have to vote and register to vote.
But yeah, in Chicago,
so maybe that's something that we could do along with sneakers and voting, something like that, to get people out there to vote like that, something like that.
What you got, Q?
Okay.
I'm sorry, Q.
I was just gonna say Chicago was actually one of the places that, you know, you probably saw on the news more frequently than some other cities, because we definitely took some interesting hits or whatever. A lot of involved people or lack thereof mixed in together. So a lot of looting, a lot of burned down places. It's a lot of spots that's boarded up. There were areas that were completely blocked off, particularly downtown. Downtown was literally blocked off for like a week. You couldn't even get over there.
Y'all got the National Guard out there, right?
Yep, military is out here alongside the police. I have a police department right around the corner from me. It was like barricaded full of police just blocking that whole perimeter, like blocks around it. They would not let you get through. They don't want no problem.
Yeah.
Making sure of it. So we definitely had some interesting situations going down last week. Our mayor, she actually started the first phase of our phase 3 reopening last Wednesday, which was June 3rd. The problem with that, though, of course, because you had a lot of businesses that were out of commission because people decided to destroy them, they could not open on schedule. So you have that situation, and then we're still trying to open at the same time. So we're going through that transition. But all in all of the shattered glass, all of that stuff is cleaned up. Everybody's boarded up that needs to be boarded up. Now it's a matter of getting the grocery stores and pharmacies back open because in neighborhoods like the far south side of Chicago, a lot of these elders don't have pharmacy to go to, the big box guys, CVS, Walgreens. So it's bigger than, you know what I'm saying, holding signs and yelling, you know,
Right.
as pertains to community is really 10 toes down for real, because now we need each other for manpower to be able to get community members what they need. You have people giving food out. I went out today to help at one of the Black pharmacies in the city because they're helping fulfill prescriptions for seniors who may not be able to go out to the farthest Walgreens or CVS. So I was helping them out today, and it was actually it was an honor that they actually able to, you know, fulfill that and be of service during a time like this. Hopefully those same seniors will decide to continue to go to that Black pharmacy instead of now reroute back to the big boxes. It's the big box stores like that take out smaller businesses like that. Right. So there's kind of a gift with that particular, if we want to call it curse. So so it's still active here. It's just really getting those small conveniences back up and running so that, again, our seasoned elderly, you know, citizens can get back on track with what they need to stay alive, you know. So
that's the thing that kills me. Like, we'll do the rioting and looting or whatever like that, and we'll mess up our own stuff or whatever, and then turn around the very next day, and then you can't even go to the corner store where you used to buy your annihilators at. Like, Negro.
Honestly, if they was gonna burn something, I would prefer them burn like corner stores and like beauty supply stores and businesses like that, because we don't own them businesses. They're not ours.
True.
You know, Arabs and Indians own those. You know, Asians.
Hey, but right is right, is wrong. But I think we lost her. Okay. But yeah, but the same thing that she was talking about that went on where she's at is pretty much the same here.
Beauty stores, things like that. So it's like, am I back?
Oh,
yeah, you back now. Yeah, you back.
Go ahead, IBA. I heard you were talking. Go ahead.
Oh, but like I said, pretty much what's going on over there is what happened over here. You know what I'm saying? It was just a lot of chaos. And to be honest, it's just a shame how people are just opportunists. You know what I'm saying? Because I just feel like the looting has nothing to do with the protesting. And I feel like it made the protesters look bad, as if the protesters are the ones out there doing that. But even though we all know what it is, and it ain't just Black people, but that's what they gonna say who did it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It got close to home. It got close. It got real close, and I'm surprised it ended up where I'm at. You know what I mean? So when I heard it was at Long Beach. You know what I'm saying? LA downtown, all kind of stuff. I'm like, really? And people just breaking into places just because there's no reasoning for it. It's just like, okay, well, we can. You know what I mean? We get to get
my thing is, I don't have a problem with the chaos, but it should be organized chaos if it's going to be chaos. That's the thing. If we're going to riot and loot and burn, you know, make it organized. Don't take out the business that we're going to need to survive. Don't, like Q was saying about the elderly. You have the elderly, you have disabled, you have people who have needs. They can't jump in a car and drive to the other side of town, you know, and pick up their stuff. They are dependent on things right there in their community. And when you take those things out, you leave those people, you know, even more handicapped than what they already were. So if you're gonna do this, you have to have organized, you know, chaos. Let's go burn down a police station. Let's go burn down something that's taken from the community and not that's given to the community.
Right. And that's why I mentioned, like, you talking about annihilators. A lot of these people get annihilators from places we don't even own. So
true. That's very true. Well, I hope y'all go into y'all black corner stores instead of the Arab gas stations or whatever, because that's what I know is the black the black corner stores. Back at home, that's what I know. But yeah, I mean that's my big thing though. You know, like we'll burn down the CVS or whatever, and then knowing you got to go pick up your grandma insulin tomorrow. Now you can't even go there. Now you can't even go there.
And you know what? It's funny because those are the big box pharmacy-based stores, but they didn't even have pop-ups like during the week. You would think they would have had like small little pop-up trucks or something.
Yeah.
You know, but they had nothing. Nothing.
But you know what I think about it too? You gotta understand a lot of these people, especially with this pandemic going on and people not working, I think that's what kind of sparked it too. A lot of people didn't have, so they have to go get it how they could get it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Some people wasn't eating. So I mean, it is, you know.
All I know is that they destroyed the Bronx. My sister was like, little bro, can I come out and stay with you for a couple of days? Me and the kids.
She asked, can she stay on base?
Yeah, stay with me on base. Yeah. She was like, can I come out there and stay with you? I was like, you can come out. I'm here by myself. So she never did. But yeah, they destroyed the Bronx. It was terrible, man. It was terrible.
They did. I bet they did, man.
Dang. I heard they was it the Bronx where the dude was trying to break into the zoo?
Really?
What? Is that Brooklyn?
Probably because they're the zoo in the Bronx Zoo. They probably.
Yeah.
Black folks be watching too much Tiger King, man. See, that's my problem, bro. Tiger King.
Let's go on up in there and get ate by an alligator.
Man, come on.
That's when they be doing too much.
Like, what is you gonna get out the zoo, bro? I'm out here selling these exoticas. Come on, man. Come on.
That's crazy.
Man, I didn't hear that though. That's ridiculous for real. That's really ridiculous.
It's insane.
So, another question that I did have for y'all too is I heard that they postponed a lot of sneaker releases. Now,
that was my next question.
Yeah, is that valid, or am I tripping?
That's what they're putting out. Like a lot of Jordan Brand and Nike have been postponed. I was gonna ask Mr. Polos and Jays, what is his thoughts on that? Like, what do you think is behind the postponing and pushing back of all these releases?
Every time he say that, he make you sound old as hell. I just want to.
I know, man. I feel old. I feel like I'm 75 now. Well, young man. I think a lot of it is to build hype. I don't think there's really a reason why they should sit back. I mean, you got a lot of companies who are doing things for, and they're saying they're using the rioting and the racism and all that as kind of a tool or whatever. And I kind of think that's what's going on here as well. I don't really see a reason that they should push it back. A lot of times these companies, the ulterior motive is money. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to release a shoe when they know everybody got money in their pockets or whatever. And with all that's going on, they probably feel like, hey, everybody ain't spending it right now. So let's push the shoe back to when we know they're going to have a little bread. But yeah, I mean, I saw, because I think they said today that the hairs got pushed back or whatever. I always think it's something, financially. I don't see any reason why they would have done it this weekend.
I honestly feel like they really shouldn't. Like, this is actually the time to really be pushing sneakers, because the majority of everybody is getting that unemployment. You know what I'm saying? They're getting that extra bread. So I feel like this is actually the time. But then also I see it on the other side, where with all the rioting and the looting, a lot of stores have been, they have been depleted. And they probably got those sneakers like a week ago or the week beforehand or 2 weeks before. And now all this has happened, and they don't have them like that now, because they got hit. But I see it in that aspect also as well. But I mean, they've been selling out online. Like, when this whole pandemic went down, it wasn't like they was trying to stop the Royal Toes and all the rest of them. They gonna sell out regardless online. So I don't see why they would want to do that. I understand about the rioting and the looting for, from a brick and mortar standpoint, but if you still pumping units heavily online,
Right.
you know, I don't see.
Like the mainstream stores, I don't feel sorry for, but like, you know, some of these consignment shops, you know what I'm saying, dependent on, I feel sorry for them because they can't get that back.
That's a fact.
Right, exactly.
So they took a L, yeah.
Besides Flight Club and all the rest of them, like, yeah, I get what you're saying.
In terms of Nike, though, in my opinion, Nike has always, well, not has always, but at least in the past few years, they've been very responsible about social issues. I think that this particular era in time is no exception. You know, I mean, think about it when it came to Kobe's death. You know, think about it when it came to the controversy around Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
The controversy around women athletes and that whole situation. They were very. That was a situation one time where they were more reactive than proactive, but they still responded responsibly. I think this is just another case where they're just trying to be responsible. They don't want to distract from what the overall thought process of society right now. Like you said, I mean, maybe some stores did kind of get depleted based off the looting, but I think it has more to do with the fact that they don't want to push propaganda of sneaker releases during a period of time where people are in an uproar, which to me is very responsible. So I think it's less about, okay, people get money from unemployment and more about, you know, why are we trying to make this sneaker the biggest thought?
Right.
We got people who are out, we're basically having a civil war outdoors right now.
Yeah. I can see. I most definitely. I see that perspective, so I see that too as well. But I mean, when the pandemic jumped off and folks was dying, they weren't. They were still on.
And that's the crazy thing. Even with the pandemic and with the rioting, the looting and stuff like that, people are buying more sneakers than they were buying before all this.
Yeah.
Everything is settled out now. There's nothing that's sitting. I mean, I thought that at this time people were gonna be like, "Hey, I'm gonna stop spending so much money. I'm gonna sit back and chill." But it's actually gone the other direction. People buying everything, no matter what shoe it is. It's selling. Some of these shoes wouldn't have sold out if this wasn't going on. I don't think personally. You know what I'm saying? And again, who knows?
Oh, like I was saying,
what's that?
Like I said before, a lot of people ain't really taking a hit from this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Some people are prepared. And some people, not, you know, going paycheck to paycheck. So I mean, you can't tell people how to spend their money.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, if they got it, I mean, you know, it is what it is.
Some people,
because I already knew I was gonna be still spending money. So
people also are just a lot of people are just buying because they're bored too. I mean, it's just
it's crazy that you can't even get through.
A lot of people are buying because they bored, but they also have the extra income that they normally don't be having.
Right.
Like I said, with this unemployment, some folks are getting paid more than what they normally would be getting if they was working a regular 40-hour job.
You know what's saving me money? I ain't got to drive to work in that Camaro every day, and I ain't got to put $50 worth of gas in there every 3 days. I ain't put gas in my car but one time in 3 months. One time, man. You know how much money? You know how many shoes I can buy with that money I save? So yeah, I mean,
yeah, I'm with you. I definitely my gas bill is one of my higher bills. So I got you. I'm not the type that's gonna obviously repurpose it on sneakers because I'm a little bit conservative with how I spend, but I do save on those types of expenses for sure. So
how much is gas? How much is it? See, it's a difference though, Q. Like me and Marcus, like our gas, like it's like how much is up there right now, Marcus?
It was $1.60 something the other day when I checked.
See, and down here it's $1. It's $1.49. It's $1.49, I believe, like that. It's $1.50, $1.49, something like that.
It done got down to like 120 when it's all first started.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm in LA, but I pump E85, so it went down to at least 185. But as of the last week, it went back up to 289. So we're not getting that low gas no more.
Yeah.
You want to know why? Because we starting to open back up slowly.
Oh yeah, we open up. But I think they can really start closing stuff back down too, because I heard they was going to close the malls because the corona had spread through the mall employees or whatever. And we're going to see a rise. Yeah, all these protests is going to push that coronavirus back.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
I heard Vegas opened up and they about to shut right back down. That they had a couple thousand new cases within a couple hours. They shut it right. They about to shut that right back down. So like, I don't know. At first, I thought we was, since the summertime was coming, everything's gonna start opening. It's gonna, start going back to normal a little by little. Everything's shutting right back down. Like it ain't gonna work. So what's the next move? Where do we go from here?
It was never planned right in the first place. They should have did a complete total shutdown for at least 3 to 4 weeks. Complete. And they didn't do that.
Like, no matter the timing of the shutdown, if they didn't even know how to, first off, they didn't know how to treat the virus in the beginning.
Don't.
You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot of unanswered questions from the beginning too. So it's like, it's a matter of the medical field and the sciences out there. It's even aside from the vaccines, because I don't know too many people that's going to be trying to take a vaccine.
Yeah.
But at least if the overall system of treatment is better figured out, I think we're just going to have to go about life at risk, because they can't just shut us down for years.
Right.
A
lot of people don't even get the flu shot. So you think they're gonna get this? You think they're gonna get this vaccine when it come out? Like,
I'm not
for the body. That's all I feel.
And that's what I'm saying.
I said, he just said Rep just said a lot of people don't get the flu shot. I don't have a choice. I have to get the flu shot every year. They just mandated that we get the flu shot every year. So
So if they come out with this vaccine, that means you got to take it.
They're gonna make us take it.
That's how they do the military. That's
y'all the guinea pigs then.
Nope, not me.
But see, the crazy thing about this whole Corona thing, it hasn't been a lot of military people that have come down with that COVID-19. A lot of them have. It hasn't hit the military community as hard as the regular civilian. It hasn't. I've known about 1 or 2 people that got it.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
I believe it. I most definitely believe it, because
you know how many shots we got to take? It's crazy. We had shots.
Hey, y'all shot just because it's Tuesday in the military, boy.
Hey, when I went to basic training, they just rolled up our sleeve, and we just went down the line, shot after shot after shot, just keep going until that was it.
Yeah, basically just slaves with a gun.
It's not called a gun; it's called a weapon. It's a rifle, an M4.
Slaves with a weapon. All right. Whatever you choose.
Make that man feel bad, Q. Jesus Christ, man. Golly.
Here goes Danny. This was a government experiment.
All of the veterans I see off the highway holding up signs talking about we'll work for food.
Hey, a lot of the times they're not veterans. They're working. They're playing off of your emotions. They're not veterans. Trust me, because I've asked these people. I pull up to coming off the highway. I say, what was your MOS and what branch were you in? They can't tell me that. I keep driving.
Okay, so are you saying that all veterans come out of the military well off?
I'm not saying that, but you do remember your job in the military. That's one thing you're gonna remember is what you did in the military, your job. Even Daniel, like you guys were saying earlier, he remembered his job that he was doing in the military. He was 11. He was a 12 Charlie. Something I believe that he was.
Some of y'all leave with mental illness though.
They have programs for that in the military that's offered.
All right, we're about to change the subject.
We are well taken care of. It's just some people.
I'm just trying to see if he really got an answer for everything.
Hey, I thought I was
because you got a question for everything. That's what
we get taken care of very well. It's just that some people, they fall by the wayside. They don't get the treatment. They don't get their medicines, and things happen.
Okay.
All right. Hey, well, I most definitely want to get to Glenn's question. What do y'all think about Jordan's statement? He did put out a statement about everything that's going on. Did everybody see it, first of all?
Yes.
I didn't see it, but I heard about something about him making a donation.
He said he was angry.
Well, he put out a statement, and then also as well, Michael Jordan and the Jordan brand did that $100 million over 10 years, but he did put out a statement. What do y'all? How y'all feeling about? Because this is actually really one of the first times that Jordan has actually publicly, put out a statement and has come out the woodwork.
Exactly. That was my thought. When I read it, that was my thought.
Q. No, we ain't finna talk to you about this.
Double take. I'm just saying I had to take a double take because I couldn't believe my eyes. Is all I was gonna say. I mean, I'm happy he said something. I mean, even though even in the statement, he didn't specify Black people. But you know, we go. I know I'm full of it's Jordan heads all over the panel, so y'all gonna kill me. But I'm glad he said something. Again, he wasn't specific, but it's MJ.
And
What can I
I
expect?
don't look at it from a Jordan head perspective. I look at it because the first thing that I saw that annoyed me was everybody saying, where are all our influencers? Why aren't our influencers saying anything? And I even spoke about it on our show. Why do we as a people always have to look for somebody to say something? We know what's right and what's wrong. Why do we need somebody else to speak for us all the time? Especially an athlete or an actor. You know, what happened to leaders like, you know, Dr. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X? Those are the people who you want to listen to. I don't really want to hear what Michael Jordan says. I appreciate what he does and I appreciate him for saying something. But at the end of the day, he's not a politician and he's not going to bring me anything of relevance. Half the things that is said in those, you know, when MJ come out or whoever comes out, most of that stuff is written by somebody else. So it's not even their true words. I mean, hell, our president, everything he says pretty much, except for when he ad-libs, is written by somebody else. So why do we have these high expectations for these influencers? You know, because I had people hitting me up. You're a sneaker influencer. You need to be speaking out. Why do you care about what I say? If you know what's right and wrong, then that's the path you follow, not to have to listen to what somebody else tell you to do.
Right.
Right. And I think that's more of a us problem than the athlete problem. The athlete has the platform, so they have a responsibility to speak out. But in terms of what you were talking about, that's more so our fault for putting that type of glorification on these individuals to expect them to speak. So that's again, that's our problem. But anybody with a platform has to speak. It's just what it is. You cannot build a platform and not have a voice. You're too influential, just period. Like no matter what you think or feel, you have to voice things that are societal, climactical issues. You just have to.
I know. I disagree with that because we pick and choose. It seems like every time something goes down, we have the same people that we pick. Where's Jay-Z? Where's Michael Jordan? Where's LeBron? It's always the same people. I don't ever hear anybody saying, where's Denzel? Where's Morgan Freeman? Where's this person? It's the same folks who actually Jordan, Jay-Z, and those guys do so much behind the scene that people don't even realize, but they always be the first ones brought up front when there's something political going on and we need somebody to speak for us. Right. I just don't see why that's necessary. I just don't get it. I mean, I understand having a platform, but just because you have a platform don't mean you have a voice. A lot of people got a platform. I don't want to hear what the hell they got to say. In all honesty,
what's the point of speaking up on something and you ain't gonna do nothing? Anybody can speak on something. What you gonna do?
Yeah,
right.
But some people use that as an excuse not to say anything because they want to not do anything. So they'll say, "Don't speak if you're not gonna do something," because again, they want to.
A lot of people are okay with that.
Exactly, and that's a problem. So I'm not gonna sit up here and say just because you don't want to speak because you don't want to do something that's not a problem.
Right.
We all have a responsibility. We're humankind. We make up this world. If we're not doing anything, what's going to happen? Nothing.
Right.
Like,
but then when somebody like Jordan does speak,
go ahead.
When he does speak, he gets criticized for what he says, or they pick out little things that he says because they've already built up this idea of who Jordan is. So before he even speaks, his words are criticized. Yeah. So it would be hard for me to speak if I was him too. If every time I said something, y'all gonna pick instead of research. Just like years ago, everybody was just like, y'all got all this faith in Jordan and he funded all these prisons. Did anybody take the time to do the research to figure out that wasn't the same Michael Jordan? No, we immediately criticized him for something that he had nothing to do with.
That's what we did. It's a different Michael Jordan.
Yeah,
Q completely different.
Q thought he did. Q thought he did though.
What? I'm sorry, I missed.
Yogurt wasted.
I thought he did what? Because I'm sure I still think he did. Now what was it?
You thought he funded the prison?
Oh no, I didn't. That wasn't me.
I'm just messing with you because I know you don't like Jordan. Like,
Jordan. Yeah, no. That's not me. No. I mean, there's things I wish he did fund, but you know, he's given money throughout the years very silently.
Yeah.
But
would you rather him speak or would you rather him give money silently and not say anything about it?
I would rather him just be invested. I think people want to see him. I think that's more so what it's about. I don't think people care about money. You know, you can throw your entire fortune at us, but I think because of how people glorify him in the way that they do, I don't think the money is what people want to see. I'll be honest. And I think that's the result that you.
He's always been that way though. He's always been that way though. Like he's never been when it comes to stuff like this, he's never been in front of the camera type person or whatever. If it's basketball, then yeah, he's in the camera or whatever like that. But anything outside of the camera, when it comes to basketball, outside of basketball, what have you seen him do besides a Gatorade commercial?
Is this man y'all cousin or something? Like y'all talking like y'all know the man?
We can put that out. It could be on Jay-Z. It could be. We just using Michael Jordan in the context. We do that to a lot of people. He's not. Again, Jay-Z. I saw so much negativity about Jay-Z while secretly he talking to the government in Minneapolis about what's going on. Secretly, he pushing people to go to Minneapolis to support, George Floyd family. Nobody knew that. Everybody was like, "Where's Jay-Z?"
Jay-Z's always present though. So that's not even Jay-Z and Michael Jordan aren't even in the same conversation.
Nah, he come up every single time something happens.
Where used a good analogy. She said it's the same as paying child support versus being an actual father. We don't care about your money. We want to see you in the community. We want to see you spending time with those kids that's killing themselves over your sneakers. Talk to them. Help them understand a different way. Let them know that you 10 toes down, as they say. That you're relatable, that they can be you for real. Ain't no commercial, be like Mike, drink Gatorade, you can fly from the free throw line. But literally, what are the steps I can make to be this guy or this type of guy? They need to see people like that in the community. I'm in my community with these kids. You know, we take them across the country. A lot of these young men never owned a suit before. Like, it's small things like that. You can't throw money at people. You have to, you have to be down there with them, face to face. Showing them the way. That's the only way.
I get what you're saying, Q, because I know you're involved. I know you do things, but there's so many other people who I see always saying, "What are you doing?" Who I haven't. Not that you got to show me, because I do a lot of stuff behind the scenes anyway. But at the same time, I don't question what the next man does because that's not my business. But I see so many other people who are quick to say, well, Jordan should do this and LeBron should do that and Jay-Z should do this. But I don't see them do anything but talk about what everybody else should do. Whereas with you, I actually see you doing things. I know you work in the community. I know you've shown it. And you don't show it for the attention. You show it because that's who you are. But I have a problem when there's so many more people who that's all they do is they talk. If you're going to keep talking, show me what you're doing. If you're going to always say, I need to see from you, well, let me see what you're doing. And I don't get that. I don't see that.
I hear you.
Yeah, and that's most definitely one thing for me. Like I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and the main thing for me is like if you actually, it's one thing to talk about it, but if you're actually doing something, then that's more important to me than actually being on social media talking about or putting out a statement. If you're actually doing something, like Q, when was I talking to you, Q, and you was like, "Yeah, I'm about to go clean up," and I was like, "Oh, you better not be out there cleaning up too long now." All right, you gonna go clean up. If you want to clean up your house. You know, what
I'm one of those like you got to be out here, get your hands dirty, like touch the ground. These kids out here that actually are fearless and are protesting. This is our future. These kids are fearless, and they gonna be the change makers and the gatekeepers and all of that stuff of what we trying to do in the future. All of that power we're trying to have later on, and all these reforms and all of that stuff. These kids are fighting for that, but they need guidance. And if we're not there in the present, helping them create plans, it's going to be chaotic, like what we saw. So they have the right spirit and mind on how to get their voice heard, but they don't know how to plan it out. They need a map, but we have to help them with that. Somebody like Michael Jordan probably could have gave them a blueprint.
That's true.
But I still think, because every generation has had an incident. Like we had the Rodney King, years ago when I was coming up, and it's something that for a few weeks, we all everybody's all, we gonna do this, we gonna do that. And then a few months later, it goes away. It dies out. Every generation has had this opportunity and we didn't push forward like we should have. And I'm hoping this generation will be the first one to say, we're going to keep this going. But I mean, it's also, we've seen this happen so many times that it's kind of hard to believe that it's going to stay the course. You know, so we just have to sit back and watch and hope that we get some real leaders. That's the thing. I mean, we need some true leaders. We need another Martin Luther King. We need another Malcolm X. We need somebody who's not in music, somebody who's actually been out there grinding daily to get out there and lead these young people.
Absolutely. I agree. We are scarce in terms of our leaders. We don't have that presence like what, you know, Martin Luther King or Malcolm X, etc., you know, was back in the day. And I mean, even when they were leading, there was criticism then too. You got to think about it. They weren't without criticism. That's why they're dead.
Oh, definitely.
You know, people had, go ahead.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think that we don't have leaders like that no more because they're scared? Because there's things that are happening when people come out and they speak too much or they talk too much.
I think it's less leadership because we have more social media. Like it's more people on social media talking and speaking and getting out there compared to when there was no social media and you talking about back in the day. Like you literally had to be out and touch the people and get into the different communities and go to different cities and march. Yeah, I mean, half the time people marching on Instagram. Like,
what leaders are out there doing that now? Because versus 10 years ago, at least we had people at least trying to get out there. Like as far as being out here, we had like Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, and you know, people like that. But I don't even see them out there right now. Or I haven't heard nothing from them two guys as far as any of this.
And I was just gonna ask you. Go ahead, Polo.
No, I was just saying Al Sharpton been out there. I mean, I've seen him.
Oh, you seen?
I've been watching him. He been out there. Now everybody else, I hadn't really seen much, and that's where the problem lies because our kids are looking up to celebrities.
Right.
He did the first memorial for George Floyd that was on I think it was Thursday because you know they did like 5 days worth. He actually got laid to rest today, so you know.
And Al Sharpton was at the funeral. He delivered the eulogy and everything.
Yeah, and then he also is spearheading the, I guess, part 2 of March on Washington, August 28th. So he's trying to do that as well. So anybody that want to be a part of that, I would say August 28th, man. If you're not afraid to be in a crowd, you might be able to pick up some game. You know, we talked about the lack of leaders. We might need to see leaders in action so that we can kind of, you know, spark ourselves to be the leaders that we can be. So
we all going out there marching on DC.
If I can make it, I'll try.
I'm definitely gonna try. I mean, it's also dependent on because I'm telling y'all this corona finna hit another spike. They already talking about cases going up.
That's scaring me.
I don't know.
I might try to drive. If I drive, I could probably make it. If I drive.
Yeah, that's a long drive for me. That's 20-something miles.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, I'm like half the drive is driving through Texas, boy. Yo,
that drive to Texas is no joke. I drove from Pennsylvania to Killeen, Texas. I'm never doing that shit again. Ever.
I tell you, boy.
I want to go to Killeen. That's too damn far.
Man, I was gonna ask Q because Q, you in Chicago and everything. Normally, you always see this person. And I ain't not seen him. I might be wrong. I have not seen nothing from the minister Farrakhan this whole entire time.
I'll be honest, I haven't seen anything either. I
have not seen a thing.
He might be cooking something up. I'm not sure. He does everything with purpose and with intent. So he's not going to be somebody that's just throwing himself out there. So he might have something planned.
Right.
You know. So but I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him around or anything, but
I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen nothing during the pandemic, and I haven't seen nothing during everything, you know, with the riots and everything. Because normally it's like even with, you know, like a riot goes down from Rodney King and everything else. Like you normally I would instantly see something from him, you know, like.
Hopefully he's not.
He was a lot younger, man.
Hopefully he's not sick. So.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Very true. Very true. Which they probably like, yeah, you ain't finna get up out here. I know you want to do something, but
you know, he's older. These older guys got to be careful.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
That's all that is.
There were a lot of basketball, you know, players that was, you know, in the last couple of days that were out there in these protests. You know, I seen Damian Lillard. You know, who else was out there? Stephen Curry, they was all out there.
Flash Brothers was out there. Steven Jackson knew him, so Steven Jackson was out there.
Yeah.
They went to school together.
Seen different people from couple players that's from Atlanta that live in Atlanta that they were protesting in Atlanta from Malcolm Brogdon to I forget who it was some other players. They were all together in Atlanta protesting.
Speaking of that, how do we feel about the NFL players finally speaking?
Or even a commissioner.
Now forget that's something separate. I don't even push that right now. I'm talking about the players that are finally speaking. And we're talking about star players. We're not talking about
MVP.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, is it not expected though? If everybody else is talking, it's like, well, you don't think that all of a sudden they'd be like, oh, I guess we can start talking now. It's because everybody else.
I think the Drew Brees comment is what brought everybody to finally say something. I think
because they hit
Me too.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. These guys have to understand, like, and we've been talking about this for the last 4 years. They have the power. Like this league does not exist without them. So they could decide one day that none of them are going to show up to play. They could honestly make that choice, and they automatically have the power.
But then you gotta understand, even though they might be voicing their opinion, but every time they do it, they probably got to pay a fine. But they just don't care.
One thing about the NFL is if they don't show up, they don't get paid. But even in the NBA, like they get something. But the NFL, you don't show up on Sunday, don't think you're gonna get a check.
That's the thing. You got to be. You can't be short-sighted like that. You just think about a check. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about one game. Don't show up to prove a point. Like just one Sunday, and it's like 3 games scheduled. Nobody shows up.
Yeah, but that really shows the finances when it comes to the NFL players. They can't miss
the
a
NFL.
Sunday.
The NFL is all about money, though. The NFL itself, the dispute.
Y'all thinking about the money. I'm talking about the power that generates the money.
See, Q, you exciting the riot. You're going to get laid off.
No. I agree with what Q is saying, because if they don't show up, then the fans that show up to see that game, they're going to be upset about that. And then the NFL is going to have to, do something about those ticket prices and ticket sales and all that stuff. So you're right. It generates the power.
Exactly. And that's my whole point. And there was somebody that said something. Somebody said one Sunday could be your job. But here's the thing. The people that are in these professional leagues are the best in the world. So it's not like they're going to be able to just replace you. That's not how this works. These are the best. These are the best players to play.
No, but then people like to make examples out of people too.
So how many players are in the NFL? How many hundred?
You see what happened to the what's the boy that kneeled down?
I said, how many hundreds of players is it in the NFL?
How many players?
How many hundreds of players is it in the NFL?
Buku.
If none of them showed up for one game for 1 week, do you think the owner's first thought is going to be, how can we replace them?
No.
Exactly.
I feel you.
See, y'all living in fear. You can't. This is why we've never had any movement.
I mean, they living in fear. That's why a lot of them don't even. They don't protest. They don't even take a knee when they want to, because that's the difference. That's what I'm saying with the NFL. That league is very much different than other leagues because it's very much master-slave mentality when it comes to football.
Exactly.
When it comes to NFL, if we was talking baseball, they get paid even if they don't show up. See, everything is guaranteed in baseball.
The paycheck that one does or does not get.
But that fuels this at the end of the day still though, because they would do what they want to do if it wasn't about the money.
I did the math about 2,500 to include the practice players.
You know what I'm saying? You trying to replace 2,500 players? I thought not.
I feel what you're saying, Q, and I definitely see where it would make an impact, but it's also the same thing. That would be just like, most of us that have regular 9-to-5 jobs, and somebody coming in there saying, okay, y'all boss did some messed up stuff. I want everybody not to come to work today. That's not going to happen. I mean, it's unfortunate, but that's not gonna happen. Most of us are gonna take our ass into work.
Man, most of these companies can operate without us. That's the problem. See, here's the part. This is the part of my point y'all not understanding. The NFL cannot operate without the players. Like Coca-Cola, they're gonna be just fine without me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can decide to boycott, protest, whatever the case. They can replace me. We good. You know, I understand that. I understand what I could lose. You know what I'm saying? In my protest and my whatever. But these players, there's no league without them.
They'd be like, where them Canadian League niggas at? We need them over here right now.
Hey, I'm just saying, something to think about.
I get what you're saying. There's power in numbers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the fact though. But when they call Johnny Manziel from the Canadian League, like, we need your brother.
They could call
Johnny Manziel is playing rugby right now.
They call Tim Tebow to come back to the league.
Wow, when they call him back Tim Tebow, you know times are hard.
Like, don't worry about baseball. You about to start right away. Just come on.
Right.
Right. I saw a report on ESPN that said that after that video dropped with all the NFL players, and especially since Patrick Mahomes was in the video, the commissioner had to get out in front of it and say something and come out and with a comment because of that, because Patrick Mahomes was in the video. So, like you said, there is power in numbers, and if these people do get together and link up, right, something could happen. You never know. Something could happen, but it's also a risk. So, without any risk, there's no reward.
Absolutely.
Do y'all think Kaepernick is gonna get a job though?
He better.
He's gonna be on the Cowboys since Dak don't want to sign his contract.
Kaepernick doesn't want a job.
Thank you.
Kaepernick doesn't want a job, and
I'm messing with you, Word. I'm just messing with you, Word.
We keep saying, hire Kaepernick. If Kaepernick wanted a job, he had the opportunity when they gave him the chance to go and try out again, and he kept changing everything. Okay, we're gonna move it here. We're gonna move it here.
Right way though. You ain't hear about the waiver they tried to have him sign before that tryout?
I heard about it, but I mean, if you know that you still in NFL ready to play, you're gonna get out there and show your skill. I would personally. I would. So my thing is,
well, you would.
I don't think Kaepernick wants a job. I think he good. I think he got a nice little settlement that we don't know how much money he got, and he gonna chill. Why go out there and injure your body when you got enough money, the same amount of money you probably would have made playing? And his body is not NFL ready. It's not.
That's
Even
fair.
if he tried out, and that's the thing, we would be, we want to see Cap play, and then once he get out on the field and he looked like Michael Vick looked when he came back, then we gonna be all in our feelings because we was all in our feelings when Michael Vick came back and he didn't look like old Michael Vick.
Right.
And
so
then
why put that man through it?
And then it's like pull the tape. My bad. Go ahead, Q.
I was gonna say it's not so much about him wanting the job. I think we're just saying that it's the right thing for them to make it less of a hassle for him to get one. Make it less about waivers and all of these legal roundabouts that they tried to throw at him, so that they wouldn't have to take any liability for the fact that they were wrong about everything. They were indeed wrong, and that's why that's why they tried to have him sign that waiver back then, because they knew they were wrong then, to cover it up. So now what you thinking? They just offer it to him straight out? Either way, whether he takes it or not, they have a responsibility to acknowledge it. And then going back to the Roger Goodell statement, he didn't even mention Colin Kaepernick in that statement. And also when he said he protests with the players, he didn't mention what that looks like. So it was a very general statement. It was very necessary, but it was very general. It was not specific. Go ahead, Rick.
No, I was just gonna say, I mean, folks are looking at like, oh, now they need to give him a job or whatever like that. But it's like, to me, it's like, pull the tape. Like, let's be honest here. Pull the tape. Last time he was playing, it wasn't all that.
It's a lot
Exactly. When he was playing, everybody was like, bench him.
Yeah.
If my man, what's his name? Whatever, Fitzgerald, if that nigga still got a job, Colin Kaepernick should still have a job.
Yeah,
I'm not been at the game for you.
Fitzgerald gets yards though, even with his old. But I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? It's like it's still a lot of white, mediocre QBs that still get jobs, whether it's a start or a backup. So we have no reason to even go there with that when it comes to Cap. He can still produce at least at a backup level.
When was the last time he played though? It was 4 years. It's been 4 years. We don't necessarily. I mean, I get what you're saying, most definitely. But that was 4 years. 4 years later, and see if he can still, like hold weight to other QBs. It's a 50-50. It's not a good definite that he can 4 years later. I mean, everybody ain't Michael Vick, and Michael Vick needed some. Even though he was backup, he still needed some help with his accuracy, because even when he was playing, his accuracy wasn't all that. He was still the man though, because he had much talent in every other attribute. We can't say he's on the same level as a Michael Vick. So we talking about bringing this man back, and his accuracy was already. I'm keep it real. When he was with the 49ers, his accuracy was trash. So we asking him to come back and think he's even going to be on the same level as what he was 4 years ago. I honestly don't think. Unless he really has been working on that for the last 4 years, which I don't think he has at all. And I honestly don't even think he's really in a football mentality, like mind frame anymore, to be honest with you. Like, he can come back and probably produce a little bit, but I honestly don't think like his mind is really in the game like that.
That's fair. What all I'm saying is it's not so much about him being ready to play or him accepting a job. What I'm saying is if they don't address him, it's always going to be that elephant in the room.
True.
You have to address it. You can't make a statement and say I protest with the players, but you're not specific about what that means.
Has he even said anything since all this went down?
No.
Right.
He's getting a lot of donations though to his I Know My Rights Foundation.
Oh, well, I mean, in terms of his program, of course he's been active in that. That's the thing about people that stay with, as they say, 10 toes down. You don't have to make announcements on that. He's been working. But in terms of, the NFL statement and all of that, he hasn't said anything. No. But I need to actually send some money over his way too. But I can't.
Okay, so one more thing I wanted to talk about too before we get up out of here is we talked about NFL, but what about basketball? What about NBA though? Starting in July 31st, it looks like everything is going to be in Orlando. It was going to be Orlando and Vegas, and now it's just Orlando, I believe now.
Yeah, I need that in life. Need that.
I know all the NBA players don't want to come back though.
That's the only thing, but they haven't said who.
Yeah, I think if you're an NBA player and you necessarily don't want to come back, it's probably because y'all ain't going nowhere. Yeah, y'all just ain't going nowhere. Like that's really just it. Like I don't see nobody on the Lakers or the Clippers or the Bucks. You know what I'm saying? Talking about some man, I ain't trying to go back. I don't see that. I don't see that. But
there's only a few players that are still getting paid that are doing this suspension of the league, right? There's only a few of them, so a lot of them I'm not sure, but that's what I was heard. I got to do my research on it.
Yeah, please do your research. It's just been a 25% pay cut.
Yeah,
I mean that's the only amount of the season they haven't played. Now the guys that have fresh contracts that have that guaranteed money, guys like a LeBron, Kawhi, Steph Curry, those guys are getting the exact amount that they signed for.
Yeah.
But it's all about timing with those guys because they're fresh in their contracts. But everybody else gets that cut. So
yeah,
it's interesting. July. I wish they would have started earlier, but they got to do all the preparations and stuff like that because we've been missing basketball. I've been missing basketball.
Well, Disney's still not open yet. Disney's still not open yet. They open up, I believe, that same week that the NBA will start. So like,
who's going to Disney World?
What'd you say, Q?
They're opening while they're there?
Yeah, Disney's not open yet. Like they gotta have employees, right?
No.
I mean, they're going to open up for that, but they're not going to open up as a park to have people.
Exactly.
Open up
That's what I'm saying. Like they gotta open. All of Disney's not gonna be open.
Okay.
But some of Disney will be open. So that also includes,
that's just the cleaning crew and people that does the operations. That ain't like amusement park staff.
Some of Disney's from what I've heard, some of Disney will be open by the end of July. Not all of it. So some of Disney will be open, not all of it. That's what I've heard.
Well, I guess it must be to entertain the players, though. It can't be for pedestrians.
I hope.
All I care about is by the end of the year, it'd be all good because I'm supposed to be there. So.
Well, that's what you think. Well,
Selfish.
well,
At
never
this point,
mind.
we're like,
While we're having this conversation, you just think about you. All right.
Hey. Fuck y'all.
I can't wait though. I'm very excited about it. You know, it definitely came in handy for the older players because them knees, I'm sure all them knees, them arthritis filled inflamed knees are nice and fresh and ready to bounce. Particularly LeBron.
Man, LeBron been sitting and waiting. He refreshed now.
Woo,
Like,
he's ready. Y'all gonna see some basketball that y'all ain't seen, boy. He ready. Come on. And he stays in shape. That's somebody that stays in shape. So
yeah, so
you don't have
hopefully the rest of the team has been staying in shape too. So
that's a good point.
So who y'all got winning it? Who y'all got taking?
Come on, Lakers.
come on, I'm going with LeBron.
Lake Show, huh?
That's my guy right there. I gotta go LeBron.
Lake Show.
until I die, but I'm not a Lakers. I'm not a LeBron fan.
You not?
Nah.
Who do you like?
I was a Kobe man before he left. So
Right on.
other than that, I ain't found nobody that, like, you know what I'm saying, that I could feel like that's my guy yet.
Okay.
But I wasn't really too happy when LeBron came to the Lakers. I really don't care for LeBron, but the Lakers, I've been Lakers.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm a Lakers baby. I grew up Lakers. So.
Yep. Good talking to you. Who else? Yeah,
Marcus, who you got winning, man? I ain't trying to hear these
Clippers. Them Clippers, man. And it's not gonna be them Bucks. It's gonna be the Clippers and the Bucks in the final. Well,
that's right.
With Kawhi taking every other game off.
see the Clippers win. If the Lakers don't win, I would love to see the Clippers win. I love Kawhi.
Kawhi, good shape. He ain't got to take no games off. This playoffs.
He been taking
But he
games
always
off all
take games
season.
Because he can. That's why he does it. Because he
Yeah,
can.
Kawhi ain't even gonna play them 8 last games.
Kawhi reminds me of a new age Dennis Rodman. I don't feel like playing tonight.
Right. I don't even know.
Y'all act like LeBron don't do that.
He don't.
When?
Oh my God.
He does not do that.
Oh man, y'all tripping. There's so many people last couple of seasons was mad because they paid to go see LeBron and he wouldn't even play that night.
Was it him or was it his coach?
We don't know who it was. I mean, because either way they can lie about it. We don't know who it was, but it's plenty of times LeBron didn't play.
Not at the beginning of the season. He played. He takes time off closer to the playoffs to get fresh. But Kawhi was taking load management from October to January.
That's why he won a championship. That's why.
No, he won a championship because Steph Curry was injured, Klay Thomas was injured, and Kevin Durant was injured.
He had to get through all them other teams, though, didn't he?
But when he got to the gusto, all their superstars was injured.
That's just
All right,
like Bobby Sneakerhead said.
You talk my bag, BX, but you talking to the same person in Q. When you talk about Jordan and all he went through, he ain't go through nobody. He ain't do nothing. Who did he actually beat?
I didn't say it like that. You be trying to put words in my mouth. You see?
So Q, who's the GOAT, Q?
LeBron, come on now.
Oh, yeah,
I don't agree with that.
Man, look, man.
I don't agree with that.
We're not finna do this. We ain't finna do this, man. We ain't finna do this, man.
What happened when you call out the wrong GOAT? You get
You asked. I'm just saying.
Don't get her started. Now look, now we got Splash in the comment section. Now he finna start talking crazy, man. You about to get banned, Splash.
I don't know nothing about sports. He 12.
Splash, you about to get banned.
Somebody about to put Splash on 300-second timeout.
Like I told y'all, what's them LeBron's called, the media days?
Yeah.
The one that looked like the Lakers shoes?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if I want them shoes bad as hell, but it ain't because it's LeBron. I swear to God, I will have a customer to put on there F LeBron on the toe box somewhere.
Why? You just
me.
So
I'm just saying, I'm keeping it 100. I love the shoe, but
all right, let me ask you a question, IB, real quick. What is your biggest gripe with LeBron?
I feel like, everybody just be on his nuts. Like, I feel like he hasn't earned that. I feel like he hasn't carried no team nowhere. He's always needed people to help him to get him wherever he's gotten.
Close your mouth, Q. Close your mouth, Q.
I'm just keeping it 100. That's my personal opinion. I'm just saying.
He said he has never carried any team anywhere.
No,
2016.
not like Nick. Come on now, he's always needed cold play, like people to help him to get him where he's gotten.
2016
He ain't carry no team.
2015
he carry no team. And then he start bitching and crying when niggas don't do what he want them to do.
So that
Jordan.
So that team in
So Jordan, what?
That 2007 Cleveland Cavaliers team that was in the finals when it was just him and nobody. He carried
and
nobody. He carried nobody.
And he quit.
You always bringing that shit.
He carried the team of nobody to the finals. I don't give a fuck if he quit or not. He carried them niggas.
That's the most important thing to me right there.
You admit that he quit though.
That's why he ain't no coach. He quit. He quit on this.
You admit he quit
on them in the Eastern Conference Finals against Orlando. He quit.
Y'all missing the point. Y'all missing the point. The nigga took a bunch of nobodies to the finals by himself. He was only like 21.
And then he quit.
And you said even though he quit.
He said he quit. So I'm just going off of what he talking about.
You remember 2015 when Kevin Love was injured and Kyrie was injured and he almost died playing all the minutes in the finals?
Oh, he almost died. Oh,
come on, man. He was playing like 40-something minutes a game. Come on now.
I mean, y'all do know the rings he won in Miami. Dwayne Wade wasn't the Flash anymore by then, right? We do know his knees was shot by then, right? Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
I think that's the same thing that happened when Shaq got there too.
But he ain't carried nobody. All right.
Please.
So you saying in Miami he carried them?
That second year he
did. They lost. They lost.
The second championship he carried them for sure. For sure.
He should have never lost to no.
Everybody entitled to his opinion.
Ever.
Just know y'all gonna see Miami and LeBron doing this finals run coming up July 31st.
This is one of the situations. I said it before. I'll say it again. It's gonna take for him to retire for y'all to really see the body of work. Right now, y'all going off emotion, but when y'all see the full body of work, like y'all gonna be like, oh, okay, I see what they meant. Whether or not that sways you to think he's the greatest or not, that doesn't matter. What I'm saying is his greatness, just in general. I think it takes seeing his full body of work.
He too far down my list to ever be the GOAT. So
that's fair.
I mean, you got Jordan and Kobe right ahead of him by far, in my opinion. By far.
Is he in your top 3?
He in my top 5.
That's fair. That's still a good spot. That's my work.
Some people don't even put him in the top 5. Like,
yeah, I'll take 5.
You don't even have Jordan in the top 5.
I definitely do. Like, why does he do me like this? I respect MJ. Now I just feel like how some of y'all feel like we be on LeBron's nuts. I feel like y'all be on his nuts. So I mean, it's twofold with it.
And see, I ain't even like that because my whole thing, my favorite player growing up was Iverson and Olajuwon. Mm-hmm. So it ain't about being on none of them nuts. I have to applaud him for what he did because the man was dynamic. I mean,
yeah, he was.
He was a leader, and that's the biggest thing about Mike that I put over everybody. He was a floor leader, no matter if you liked him or not, no matter how you felt about how he played. He was a leader, and he got everything he could out of the people that was on the team with him.
Mm-hmm. I like, in terms of his leadership style, I like his ability to lead with action because he's not necessarily the guy that gives the speech kind of leader. He's the dude that says, play your heart out, and he does it while he's telling you that.
Yeah.
So that part I like about the leadership component when it comes to him. Yeah, for sure. Now, in terms of getting your teammates paid, though, that's another situation.
Hey, come on, man. Here you go with this again, man. Here you go again.
I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, that's a whole nother subject.
Hey, Q, stop talking about that Scottie Pippen on that.
I can go in on Pippen for signing that dumbass contract.
Hey, go easy. It's Michael Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron. No one's skipping over Kobe. Michael Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron.
Hey, Q, you know another thing? Q, you know another thing that I had realized too that when we talked about it, I forgot. Man, Pippen got a gang of kids, man.
Oh my God, yeah.
Pippen got a gang of kids, so that's another reason why he was like, man, I need my back is messed up and ain't no guaranteeing this, and I gotta pay for all these kids. And even though the owner was like, "Bruh, don't do this," he was like, "Man, I got child support, player. I gotta pay for these kids."
If he was concerned about child support, he would have made sure he got a max contract while he playing.
Hey, well, yeah, but he had that bad back, and the owner was like, this is what your value is right now. So you can hold out if you want to. You can hold out.
I'll never understand that. I don't give a damn. How you gonna have an agent that's gonna let you sign that?
See, that's what I'm saying. That's the person you need to look at is his agent.
No.
And his agent probably told him, bruh, and he was like, "Man, I got kids."
No, I wouldn't.
Everybody told him that contract. I mean, the damn owner of the team told him the contract was trash.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now.
I got kids, player. I got kids, and I got like 30 people in my family.
Even more reason not to take that contract.
Man,
2.5 million is not a lot to support people.
tell that to
Right.
tell that to your mama.
If it's just you as a single person, cool. But if you got all of these kids and all of these family members you're trying to take care of, that's not gonna cut it, buddy.
Right.
But I mean, country boys, you know, it's a lot of people today that's country, don't know no better, that will take that still today.
Yep.
That's right, J. Jeff. Pippen got 8 damn kids, and he basically had all them kids early. Rookie contract.
I didn't even know he had kids that early.
Yeah, half of them kids that he had them during that rookie contract. So by the time that contract came around, he was like, "Bro, I got kids." He had them. How many kids he got with his with the wife that Future was messing around with? I think he only got 2 kids with her, but he got 6 other before her.
Dang, that's some country shit.
And he come from a family of what, like 11 or something like that. So it's like
Tradition.
yeah.
He was
Damn,
slanging.
that tradition.
He was slanging.
Oh, that's a fact. That's a fact.
You need some money. All that slinging you doing. Ain't gonna work, buddy. We need some money. We're gonna need one of the top ramen around here.
Yeah, that's a fact. Hey, J. Jeff, for real. But hey, he was like, he don't know what those are, my buddy. He don't know what those are.
No condoms.
Man, Magic signed his contract 25 years for 25 million. But the thing is about Magic's contract, his contract was like that, but Magic also had he had a percentage of the team in his contract besides that 25 that whatever 25 years 25 million or whatever like that.
Magic was an entrepreneur. He was a businessman. He made smart business decisions. So regardless of what his contract was, he still made the best out of it.
Right.
Yeah. Guys
But
like
Nike,
they think
Nike was paying Pippen though.
You said what?
Pippen wasn't having no Jordan contract though. He
But
wasn't
he
having
had
no
something, but you know, something's better than nothing.
back then. Once again though, back then a shoe contract was not all of that.
Right. You'd be lucky to get more than like 200,000.
Yeah. Like even like they showed in the documentary back in the mid 80s. Like if they offered you a contract, you was getting like 100,000.
Yeah.
Like Jordan's contract for 250 was like, damn.
Yeah. That was big money back then.
Yeah. So, and we talking about just going into the 90s and then he got a contract because he didn't get that contract with Nike right away. He had to go to the dream team to get a contract.
Right.
He had to win the championship, you know what I'm saying, to get a Nike contract.
And then for the first 12 years of having that contract, it wasn't even an entity where he was independent from Nike.
Yeah, he was just wearing shoes, right? He didn't have no Air Pippen until like 94.
My bad, I'm talking about Jordan, but yeah.
Yeah, it was like 94, 95. It was around sometime around when the Jordan 11 dropped when he got his first shoe.
It says 96.
Okay.
Yeah, but 96 time when that's around the time when Jordan actually got Jordan brand independently labeled on his
96.
Yeah. So I guess maybe around the time when Nike was starting to, I guess, allow that kind of independence. I don't know.
Yeah, that's when contracts got big in place because Iverson got his contract with Reebok around that time too.
Yeah, he had his contract right out the gate in 96 with Reebok. Jordan started Jordan brand in 96, if I'm not mistaken, that 96-97 season. And then you had Eddie Jones, Ray Allen, And then everybody else come through, like Bimby and them. That got a Michael Finley was one of the originators.
Oh yeah, on Jordan Brand. Yeah.
Yeah, on Jordan Brand or whatnot.
Eddie Jones.
Who?
Yeah, Eddie Jones.
Yeah. I said Eddie Jones. Yeah, Eddie Jones. Yeah, Eddie Jones.
That's crazy. Who wore the team Jordans? Who wore the team Jordans? You remember?
That's who wore team Jordans. It was Ray Allen. It was Ray Allen. Ben Baker.
Okay.
Eddie Jones. Michael Finley. I think that's who else? Harold Miner.
Okay. Damn.
Baby Jordan.
Yeah.
Rip Hamilton, Bibby.
Well, that was like.
Yeah. That's later. Yeah, that's later.
Bibby,
But like in the beginning stages. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
So.
crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, Quentin Richardson. My bag. I forgot about that. Quentin Richardson.
He always get forgot about, but he has some dope PEs.
Man, killer PEs, man, killer PEs.
Yeah, Mike Bibby. Yeah, they said Bibby already, right?
Yeah, Bimby. Yep. Well, Bimby was wearing PEs in college though.
Right, Foams. He's the one that brought.
He was wearing foams. Yeah, he was wearing foams in college.
Yeah, Penny was like, "Nah, I want that shoe that young kids wearing."
Yeah,
they didn't make the foam for Penny.
No. They threw his name on it after the fact.
Yeah,
whatever. Yeah, then you go into football with T.O. Randy Moss, Warren Sapp, Roy Jones and boxing. But and then what's the New Orleans coach? Coach Payton. He just got, he's the first coach to get signed to Jordan Brand with the Saints.
Yeah, Sean Payton.
Yeah, Sean Payton, that's his name. Yeah. So he's one of the first. And then I saw man, somebody tagged me today. Remember we was doing the BX. Remember we was doing the Jumpman Bostic interview, and I asked him had he seen those Jordans that Jordan was wearing, them lows that look like Stan Smiths, the white joints. Somebody tagged me today that Jordan's brand's supposed to come out with that sneaker.
Yeah, with the wings on the back.
Yeah, with the wings on the back. I think it's supposed to be like 3 different colors, but that white one, and some like 2 other colors or whatever like that.
Nah.
It's gonna be a dad. That's gonna be a dad shoe. Watch, it's gonna be a dad shoe. It ain't gonna be hype.
No, I know it ain't.
But but you can actually say Jordan wore him though.
that might help sell them.
Exactly, because it was in the last dance. They be like, "Hey, Jordan wore these though." It's still gonna be a dad shoe though.
Ain't nobody trying to really dress like Jordan these days.
No, not at all. Ain't nobody never tried to dress like Jordan.
No, that's a lie. That's a lie. Now, when Jordan first came in the league, everybody was trying to dress like Jordan. Jordan was clean. Jordan used to be on GQ magazine and all that kind of stuff, man.
Yeah.
It looks.
He probably got dressed though. He probably got dressed.
Yeah, it was fly then, but it looks corny now when you look at it.
Yeah, he's still wearing the same shit he wore back in '85.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Because he was slick back in the mid '80s when he first came out or whatever. He was like you said, GQ. He was wearing suits, stuff like that or whatever. But then you see him put on some jeans and it'd be like, bruh, like
once he put all the way up here and stuff.
Yeah,
he put a whole nother person in his jeans. I don't know what he's doing.
You don't even know what kind of sneakers he got on because he be having them bell bottoms.
I don't know. Did he need that much room in his pants? I'm just saying. I don't want to go further with what I was gonna say, but I'm just.
We don't have the answers to that, Q.
I the things that make you go
Q, man. Q stay having it is never, Marcus, it never fails every week. Q has a pause moment every week.
Then what other explanation would somebody have to wear pants that big in 2020?
And Bobby Sneakerwear talking about Jordan style was whack. I don't know what you're talking about because everybody wore wide leg, big jeans, and big pants back then. Everybody.
Right. And girls wore them too. Girls was wearing big pants too.
Right.
Yeah.
We all with our clothes hanging off of us.
Yeah, Aaliyah was a prime figure of that. Like everybody wanted to dress like Aaliyah.
Yeah, TLC took it to a different.
Yep.
Absolutely, everybody was wearing it.
Yeah, Kobe copied everything all the way down to the way he dressed too, because Kobe was
right, which is why nobody talks about Kobe. Thank you. Rest in peace.
You're gonna trigger Go Easy.
I'm just saying, you know, if he was doing even Jordan said it. You know, when Kobe died, a piece of him died because the man literally did everything that MJ did. Why do we need to talk about somebody that does exactly what MJ did?
Too soon, Q. Okay, it's still too soon. Okay,
My bad.
we're gonna leave Kobe alone.
Okay, I got you.
You got Gold over there cussing you out probably right now. Vote that swag, fuck y'all nigga. Man, Kobe got fired before he retired. All right. I ain't never seen Kobe look. All right, whatever.
I still need that fade to black, but these hype beasts don't want me to be great. That fade to black 11, that Kobe, the last one he wore on the last game.
Oh yeah. Matter of fact, before we get up out of here for real though, them 11s that's coming out, or supposed to allegedly that's coming out that I've seen on pictures. How do y'all feel about them? Because I'm gonna keep it real. Everybody's posting that picture. I think it's trash though, and I'm tired of seeing all black 11s. Like this would be what the third one in like the last 5 years.
Yeah,
because you got the gamma, you got the Space Jam, you got the cap and gown, you got this one now.
7210.
The 7210, yeah.
Yeah, it literally is unnecessary. If it's just a shoe you want to wear to beat around because you don't want to wear your Space Jams anymore, or you 7210s, whatever the case. But yeah, it's unnecessary in my opinion.
That's the Jordan 11 version of the all black Air Force One.
This guy bring out the cool grays.
Something's wrong with words.
Thank you, Marcus. Just come out with the cool gray. Stop playing like what is the big deal about not bringing that back? Y'all brought back everything else 2 and 3 times fold, but is gray is that colorway? Is that hard to find or something like that? Is that like, man, we can't find no gray patent leather? I don't know what we're gonna do.
We got excess of black patent leather. We just gonna put it on another shoe.
Yeah.
Y'all can have all of those.
I mean, yeah.
It depends on the price point. What they're gonna put the price point at, if people gonna buy it or not. So I don't
give a damn about no price. I don't want them.
I understand you, but there's people out there like, they gotta get them.
It's probably gonna be 220.
Holiday season looking stupid right now. They're doing those, and then they're doing
225.
Yeah, like
that? No.
Yeah. I mean, when has 11s not been like 220 lately?
They put some suede or something on that thing.
And then they did it like what pack is that y'all when they put Jordan written on the side?
With Jordan written on the side.
Yeah, y'all know how they literally spell out Jordan on the lace the lace holes. They put the JORDAN on each one. Which pack is that? Because they did that on a pack. On one of the 11s.
Yeah, Jordan heads would be better to answer that one. I don't know what you're talking about.
I forget which 11 that is, but I mean they've done it before. But it's horrible. It's horrible. It look like a Batman 11.
Well, it's gonna sell out. I mean,
right. It's definitely gonna sell out.
And they're bringing out the right time too. Christmas.
Yeah, it's a Christmas 11, which means all my friends who not sneakerheads, who only buy one shoe a year, gonna be hitting me up. Can you help me get that shoe? And yeah, I'm gonna help everybody get it and charge them $25 extra.
My son need them shoes. You think you can hook me up? My son looking for.
I'm gonna go easy, man. Forget that. Let's focus on this PlayStation 5. This PlayStation 5 phone. Shoot,
man. That Xbox.
That's about to be like $500.
Yeah, man. Ain't nobody thinking about no PlayStation, man. Xbox.
Oh, no, I'm a PS.
You play Dungeons and Dragons, so ain't nobody trying to hear you anyway right now.
Looking like a nerd. I ain't a nerd like that. Now, Dungeons and Dragons, really? That's your first thought?
No, because what did you say? You said it one day. You was like, you play what type of games that you play?
Magic the Gathering.
Action.
No, she said
adventure and RPG.
Okay. So then, but you said so what type of games you play on PlayStation though? I forgot.
Action, adventure, and RPG.
What are the games?
Final Fantasy?
No, like Grand Theft Auto, Uncharted,
Okay. I can get with y'all now.
Red Dead.
I can give it.
Massive.
I ain't heard about Red Dead in a minute.
It
People
is.
still play that?
What'd you say?
People still play that? Red Dead? I ain't heard that in a
The
minute.
problem is it's long as hell, so you got to have some time. So if you asking have I beat it, no, because I ain't had the time.
Yeah,
But-
yeah.
Yes, I love it still.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know. I just haven't heard nobody play it in a minute though.
The Last of Us comes out next week. Last of Us.
Oh, I don't even have a game console.
You in the military?
Right.
I mean,
Your life is the game console.
Right. What you talking about?
You play Call of Duty every
I don't have
Yeah.
an Xbox or a PS4. I don't have none.
Because your life is Call of Duty. That's why. That's your life.
Right.
Not every day though.
You bust a gun every day. Stop it.
From time to time, we out there.
You sound like you be over there bored. That's why you be in the chats like this.
Well, it's after hours. Like we get off at like what, 16:30, 1700. I got shit else to do.
Oh,
What
1700.
time is that?
4:30, 5 o'clock, bro.
Oh, okay. Well,
Splash was over there like, I know what time that is.
is he still in Korea?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. That's deep.
Yeah. So it's about to be 10 here, man. Let's go ahead and hit them outros. First thing first, Marcus, I appreciate you coming through tonight, man. Most definitely was eventful. This is the first time, once again, this is an exclusive because he don't do this nowhere else, and he won't probably after this also as well, besides Monday Midso. So I appreciate you coming through tonight, man. But everybody hit them outros, man, so we can get up out of here.
It's your boy BX Rays on IG. Rep, thanks again for having me. Mr. Polo and Jays, thanks for being the guest tonight. Is the Jordan 3 your favorite silhouette?
That's it, man.
What do you think about the Animal Instinct 2.0s?
I think they charging too damn much.
Okay.
250. It's crazy. But it's a dope shoe.
All right. I'm done.
So, man, well, you already know, man, it's your boy, man, the class clown. You know what I'm saying? Basically, I enjoyed this conversation we had with Polo. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you stopped by. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to BX for, filling in the spot. You already know what it is. But yeah, man, it's just a lot going on. Like I said, I mean, as far as me just taking it one day at a time, that's all I can say about what's going on. I hope it don't become the new norm, but I mean, as of right now, we can't call it. So everybody, you know what I'm saying, stay safe. You know what I'm saying? Thank everybody for pulling up. Make sure you hit that like button before y'all head out. Until the next one, I'll see y'all.
Yeah, it's your girl Q the Queen. Blessings, peace, and all that good stuff to everybody. It's good seeing Marcus always, all the time. By now we might have had seen each other in person, in a normal year. But obviously we're dealing with what we're dealing with. So I hope everybody stays safe. Perhaps at the end of the week, I might start pumping out more content. My mind has not been in that direction. I've been more focused on what we're dealing with as a society in the last week or so. But be on the lookout, everything within its time. But safety first, and let's make sure we keep our foot on the gas. George Floyd has been laid to rest today. We still have the reopening of Breonna Taylor's case, and then obviously we have everything that's happened just outside of that. So we won't reform. We cannot sit down at this point. The work begins now. Okay, so let's keep moving.
All right. Well, I guess it's on me. Rep, we've been talking about this for a long time, and I always told you this was you were gonna be the first show outside of our show that I was gonna do, and I held on to that promise, and you might be my last. I mean, who knows? I don't know, but I enjoy coming on. I'm a fan of all y'all. I follow all y'all. I mean, Q, I've been following you for the longest. I've been a fan, and so I love having these conversations with y'all, and I appreciate y'all for letting me come on and talk about my old self, because most people just say that's the old dude rock kicks. But thank all y'all on the panel. Thank everybody in the chat for coming through and getting me stirred up like y'all like to do sometimes. And like Q said, man, we just got to keep this movement going. Just because the man was laid to rest does not mean we stop. We still have a long way to go. It's just the first step on a journey of miles. and we got to keep doing what we're doing, keep pushing, and just showing love and positivity in and out of the community, because this is much needed, and let's keep it going. Thanks again, everybody.
Man,
Appreciate you coming.
once again, man, y'all know what it is, man. It's Red Milwaukee 414. Most definitely, I appreciate Marcus coming through tonight, man. Having Marcus come through tonight, it is another representation of all the different guests that we've been having for the last couple of weeks or whatever. It gives me a feeling like solidified that we must be doing something right here. You know what I'm saying? Every Tuesday night. So I appreciate Marcus coming through. Once again, as
Anytime.
usual, I appreciate, Q, IBA, BX, holding me down. We do this every week. We have a good time. We talk about more than just sneakers. We can get into, just anything. So if you just pulling up, just think we just gonna talk about the brand new 11s that's gonna come out, whatever, on Saturday. This is the wrong channel. We just ain't gonna just be doing that sometimes or whatever. We talk about whatever here. And if y'all want us to talk about something, put it in the comment section. We'll do that. As long as there ain't none of that goofiness. But But once again, I appreciate all of y'all, man. I appreciate everybody coming through that came through tonight. And if you're watching it on the replay, I appreciate y'all coming through to watch. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, man. Appreciate everybody that hit the super chat and donated to to the channel. And that's pretty much it, man. I'll see y'all Saturday. I don't know. Do y'all know who's battling this weekend? I don't even know who's battling this weekend.
What the Sneakers and Ricky.
Okay. I'll be there no matter what. I don't know. It could be shoelaces battling. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, I don't. What the sneakers? I don't know. I'll tell y'all right now. I don't even know who's gonna win. It is what it is. Whoever wins, congratulations.
Right.
But I will be watching because I don't know. Ricky is an unsolved mystery to me. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, man. So see y'all Saturday night for the recap. I'm out of here, man.
All right.
Peace.